Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 3, final day of the Sligo tournament.
Final day. And Diana, here in Sligo, in West Sligo, it is a beautiful sunny day. We have blue sky, a few wisps of clouds in the sky. It's just fantastic
Better
day,
than
and I want
yesterday.
way better than yesterday. But I do wonder with the weather being so nice, why am I stuck indoors commenting?
Because this is where the action is.
Absolutely, yes, definitely.
It's also really sunny here, and yesterday it's been really sunny since the end of January and start of February. It's really sunny here.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know when I lived in Stuttgart many years ago, what used to get make me so depressed was that you'd get these like skies just covered in grey cloud,
Yeah.
and they would stay there for a week,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't take that. That
Yeah.
was
The weather
ah
here is very depressing, but when it's sunny, it's really nice, and when it's snowing,
true.
it's really nice
Yeah, yeah.
too. But yeah, Stuttgart is also very industrial as well. It's not a fun place to be when it's gloomy, but here there's a lot of colorful buildings. It
Hmm.
takes away from gloominess if you go outside. But the hard thing is getting out of the house when it's like that.
Right. You need a dog
Yeah,
to make you go out for a walk every day.
or alpacas.
Well, alpacas in the winter, yeah, we have to feed them in the winter because our field isn't big enough and it doesn't have enough grass for them to eat.
Yeah.
We have to feed them every day, and then they're really good. And I don't know if you saw on Amelia came and visited on her way to Sligo with her boyfriend Max and with Mr. Dodgy. He was tagging along in the back seat,
Oh.
and we went and we fed the alpacas.
Oh.
And there's videos and when they know that you've got food for them because we feed them these lamb pellets.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I mentioned yesterday or the day before that when you give lamb pellets to alpacas, it's like giving crack cocaine to a cokehead. It's
Yeah.
just they love it, and they come running over. And every time they come running over, they have this funny way of running, and all I can think of is the music from Black Beauty. Do you know
Oh.
that
Yeah.
old TV series?
Yeah.
And it goes da 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 da
Oh, that's
da da
cute.
da. So yeah, so that anyway, they came over and they enjoyed getting some nuts from the visitors.
That's
Now
lovely.
I must open our Twitch stream so I can see if we're what's
Hello, MM
happening here.
Soda Smart Guy. How are you guys doing?
Anyway, the other thing I like when you're here at the venue and you're having breakfast and you're sitting down and you're just chatting with whoever. And today I was talking to Ella, who's the social media person here, and she's studying psychology, and it got me to think: are there are there emotions attached to openings? Are there happy openings? Are there like there's a sad opening, which is the Benoni, because it's sad because it's Benoni means son of sorrow in I don't know, is it Arabic or
Oh, I
Aramaic
didn't know
or
that.
yeah, that's what it means.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's it. I just wondered if when you play, are there certain openings which you play and you feel really happy playing, or you think, oh my God, do I have to play this?
I had
Um,
that all the time with playing against E4 with the perk. I didn't have any good opening that I liked. I was playing the perk. I also played the
mhm.
uh Pulse and Sicilian, or
Okay,
also um French Sicilian people call it because it has a similar structure, but
right.
I always I never had enough space, so that made me sad.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that's just a
Yeah,
personal thing.
right.
How about
Okay.
you?
Anyway,
Uh,
I get so depressed when people used to play the exchange French against me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. And I get depressed when people play the London
Oh,
or the Collie. I know
do
your
you not like
favorite.
playing against it?
No, it's just like it's just give me some imbalance. But there's no
But you
imbalance, you
can
know. It's
create imbalance.
yeah, but you don't want to go wild.
Well, the
Um,
Catalan is also one of those openings that it's just objectively decent, but you also don't get the most exciting positions.
oh, I don't know. I've had some Catalan games as white where I've sacked a
Really?
piece. Oh yeah, I played Sarah Scott, I think, in the first
Hmm.
round of the Irish a few years
Oh,
ago.
whenever
Um,
I've played or played against it, it's always been like very solid.
yeah. No, I mean but you get yeah. There's some variations where you get these attacks. You stick your knight on f5 and you bring your queen up, and it's great fun. And I sacked on h6 for a couple of pawns, and
Oh,
yeah, it was great, lovely. Anyway, it's anyway. Let's have a look at this game. And we'll see if it's a happy opening or a sad opening or something in between.
okay, let's have a look. Hello, TJ. Good morning. So I'll just mention that these Colin Daly and Rory Quinn are the two leaders of the tournament at the moment. They're both on
3.
three. Yeah, 3 out of 3. They haven't lost a game. They've won all their games. So whoever wins this game will be the sole leader of the tournament.
Hmm.
And we've got Kansas. Actually, this is this is what I play with Black. This is what
Okay.
we are learning on our
So
stream with the Chessable course.
okay, so you know a lot more about this variation because I was a Najdorf player, I was a Sveshnikov player. Um, I never really understood the E6 Sicilians. They always seemed like kind of like I don't know, they were tricky. They're really tricky to get a feel for, I think.
Yeah, I think whatever you learn first is what's gonna stick with you. Because I this was the first
Uh-huh.
one that I ever learned, and I wish I didn't because I don't think the positions are as exciting as the dragon or any other or Najdorf
Right, right.
of the sharp lines. But
Yeah.
it's decent. I don't think you get it's not too scary to deal with. But here at D5, I've never played this move. Um, and we were talking earlier that now black can take on c3, and they chose not to.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, this looks because you can't play white can't play bishop d2. Like if
yeah,
my knight on if the knight on d4 was protected, I'd play bishop d2.
yeah,
But sadly, the knight drops,
yeah. I
and
think,
so you'd have to move your king there. I don't know. It's a weird thing, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. You have to move your king. But I think the reason why he didn't play it was because he didn't want to give up his dark square bishop. I think that's the only reason.
Okay, so
Because long
why?
term is going to be annoying to deal with after
Okay,
move like e5.
oh after e5, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
But if that's so, Diana, why would you play bishop b4 then?
Yeah,
If you're not going to give it up,
bishop b4.
like
I
what's the
guess
point?
you're putting pressure on e4.
Okay.
So you want to, yeah, just put pressure in the center. And then if you're attacked, you usually go back to
Okay, so you
a7.
run back,
Yeah,
right?
or you can, bishop b4 is the line, and also bishop c5 is the line, and sometimes you can go back to a7 as well. But you don't really want to give away your dark square bishop, and if you do, it's for the other dark square bishop.
Ah, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
that's
Right. Yeah,
why. But
yeah,
here I think it is actually good to take, but you can get into tricky positions because of your weak dark square. So that's always the case with e6 Sicilians, is
yeah,
that
yeah,
this is
yeah.
your most important piece.
Yeah, I guess let's just make to show what might happen if you played it really badly. I guess you could take, and now.
Let's say you
Oh, okay.
cancel it or
No, sadly, the bishop is on d3. But if the bishop was still on f1, you could play knight g4 check, and if queen takes knight, then
Oh
there's queen
yeah,
takes rook. Queen
yeah,
take the rook on a1 would
yeah,
be hanging, but here, of course, the rooks see each other, so that's not an
yeah.
issue.
If you can get rid of this dark square bishop, then this is great because you're just a pawn up and you don't have to worry about anything.
Hmm.
But here, and it's hard to use your extra pawn in the middle game, especially
Yeah.
since white's pieces are all developed and black's are still, um, yeah.
Hmm.
And like you were
Oh,
saying against Rory Queen, it wouldn't be the easiest thing to deal with here.
yeah. As I mentioned earlier, I was having a discussion about psychology this morning at breakfast, and I have played both Colin and Rory many, many times, and they have very different psychologies at play. And one thing that Colin likes to do, he he hates having a bad pawn structure. So he would actually hate to have the white pieces here because of those double pawns, because of the three pawn islands. Um, and whereas Rory is like, he's a mad berserker, and he just loves attacking. He doesn't care about dropping pawns. He just wants to go, and very different.
Yeah.
So it's clashes of style and of psychology make for more interesting games. So
Also,
this could be very interesting.
he actually did end up taking on c3. So after d5, the pawn pushed,
Yeah.
knight in the center. Um, so he's allowing. I guess the knight can't take, so the bishop takes. But here,
Hmm.
at least he gets a bishop back.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and
and
also I guess that bishop on e3, how would it get it to
yeah,
d6
yeah.
to
Now,
to, to
yeah,
Mark's magic square? How would it
yeah.
get there?
I guess you could go through here maybe, but
Ooh,
it'll take a while.
okay.
But also now
Yes.
the thing is that the dark squares aren't as bad because you don't have a d7 pawn anymore. So now, if
So
you
what,
get a piece,
you have a little bit more maneuverability. You
yeah,
have a bit more room for bringing your pieces out, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're still not great. They're still the weakest parts in black's position, but I would say it's not as bad because it's hard when you have the pawn on d7. It's hard to play d6 since
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
going to be some extra defense on that square. And then also d5 is not going to be easy too. But now you don't even have to worry about this backwards pawn anymore.
Right, right. Oh, that reminds me of that backward pawn on d7. I was looking at a game by my namesake Jonathan Tisdall, who's a well, he's I guess he's a Norwegian grandmaster. He grew up in New York, and his dad was from Belfast, I think, or somewhere in Northern Ireland. But he played one of the most amazing games. I'll see if I can find it in our first break, and
Yeah,
post a link to it in the chat. But there was this amazing move in this kind of Sicilian structure, and he was able to offer his queen, and it's an amazing game. I have to see it. You have to
yeah.
see it. But anyway, let's go on to something else. Oh yeah, let me give you the list of people we have. Um, on the at the top of the list, as
Maslin.
usual, Maslin. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maslin. So off we go, and we
Okay.
have we have Emmanuel Jagasutan. Oh wait, hang on. Was that? I don't know. Some of these names. I'm not sure if all these names are new. There's Henry Williams.
Oh yes, I want to also watch Henry's game.
There's Alex O'Rourke against Fred Armstrong. There's Nicolo Miko against Mallow McDermott. And there's John Kennedy against Niall Whelan, our friend Niall
Yeah.
of the acerbic comment. Okay, so what's this is Maslin's game. Okay, so he's playing like
Like he does
a
with
very
black.
okay, fair enough.
Uh, Oh yeah, yeah. He's
Oh,
playing exactly like he does with black. He's playing the hippo like he did, like reverse
right,
hippo.
right, right. The only thing, if you go back a few moves there to move three,
Yep.
you see where, yeah. So D3 and then G6 happened, and that's the time the bishop is going to be the black's bishop is going to go land on G7, and then it's going to make it really difficult for white to play B3 and fianchetto his
Yeah.
bishop. So I would suggest that at this point, now is the time. It's now or never to play B3 if you want a classic hippopotamus opening.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, actually, yeah. Do you know what the most dangerous animal in Africa is?
Mm,
Seeing that we were on animal jokes yesterday.
the most dangerous animal in Africa. I don't. I'm gonna guess rhino.
No, it is in fact the hippo.
Is
More
it?
people, more people are killed by hippopotamuses. Often they're in boats on lakes, and this hippo comes along and just upturns the boat, and then they either drown or the hippo's jaws kind of crunch down on their bodies, and
Oh,
it's like awful. Yeah.
what?
Ap- Apologies for anyone if I'm disturbing your Sunday morning breakfast.
Oh, that's
Yeah, much worse than
surprising.
much more dangerous than lions or tigers or rhinos or poisonous snakes. Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess I would think that people would definitely stay away from lions and that those areas, but yeah, maybe
Hmm.
you wouldn't think so much about
Yeah. Yeah.
being far away from a hippo.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had 92.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
here I guess the you can play e4. I think this is a
Yeah.
good moment to play e4, and now you're going into King's Indian attack.
Sure. Exactly.
Yeah, but if you don't play it now, it's gonna be a waste of a move if you play it later.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Well, I think white is just kind of giving up tempi,
Yeah,
and the machine already thinks that black is a little bit better.
yeah,
And if again, black is more harmonious. Black is going to play c5
yeah,
probably. 92 happened here. Then
yeah,
what was this? Oh, I know why c. Oh, okay. C6 is yeah. C6 is really yeah exactly making it really hard for that bishop
yeah,
on g2 to
yeah.
do anything.
See, maybe c5 is a bit more ambitious, but c6 is still
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
And
I
TJ
mean, you go
asked,
you go for e5. Yeah, TJ. Yeah.
so he said, "Why would anyone use such a setup as white?"
To disturb you psychologically, TJ.
Yeah, and
That's why.
I get he's obviously used to
Oh,
playing these kinds of positions. So the most important thing is you play what you enjoy and you like. Um,
yes.
and if he really enjoys these positions, there's no reason why he shouldn't. And
True. So
also,
this.
yeah,
Yep.
I think Colin Daly also is similar to that. He plays some weird lines too that he knows well.
True. True. He has his opinions. That like he plays this bishop g5 on move 9 in the King's Indian
Yeah,
as white, which is not supposed to be very good.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, okay, so here Black played e4.
yeah.
Um, and now would be a good time to just take the pawn, probably.
Oh no, no, I
Knight
wouldn't. I know
takes.
because yeah, then
Oh,
you yeah, but you don't
oh,
want to play that, do you?
can. Hmm.
No, you don't want to take because if every time you take, you're letting black move forward. So
But
you just
can you
hold.
take the knight and then
The
play
bishop takes rook.
c3?
Yeah, bishop takes rook.
Okay, so let's say here. Sorry,
Yeah.
no. Maybe we can
Well, again,
play
you
with
don't
this
have you
bishop.
don't you don't you don't have you don't have to take immediately.
Yeah, that's true. You
You
can
can
just
you
leave
can
it.
play you can play I
Yeah.
don't know. Um, yeah, queen. You can play queen f6.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not.
Although now bishop takes knight allows bishop takes bishop. So maybe queen f6 is not the best way. But I mean it's
Yeah.
this
So what should White play here?
white should just play bishop b2, develop.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
And if if e takes d3, you play c takes d3, and you're saying, thanks very much, I've got a lovely Sicilian type position now.
Yeah.
Um, my hippo is from Sicily, from Palermo.
Yeah,
Uh,
this looks good. You have the C file and you can just
you castle and I guess you'll play a3 and b4, and
yeah.
you know you'll stick a knight on d4 or c5, and
Yeah.
you'll continue on. You try. I guess you'll do a minority attack on the queen side.
Yeah, eventually you'll
Maybe.
play a
Yeah.
B5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
So
good. So Mazda actually closed the center and played D4.
okay, I think that's okay as well. I mean, now we've got a kind of a funny kind of French structure,
Yeah. But now your
but
bishops are even worse than before.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, black's bishops are much better.
Yeah,
Especially this light squared one.
yeah.
So, white castled, threatening to take here. But he chose to play queen c8, not queen d7 to save this square for the knight.
I suppose so. Yeah. But I always wonder. I think those kind of moves you shouldn't do them too early.
Queen c8.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think because it's giving white the move that they're going to play. They can play King H2 instantly,
Yeah. And it's a move that they want to play anyways.
and they probably want to play it
Yeah.
exactly. So I would say, nah, don't do it. And I mean, maybe the queen would be better on B6 or A5.
Yeah. To play
Uh,
against these dark
yeah,
squares.
or E7 is another place to go. So I think it's too early to decide on the queen.
Yeah, that's true. And if you're gonna play your
Um,
knight to d7, you can just play it now.
yeah, and I think yeah, probably. I mean, that's something that when you're playing the opening, sometimes there's you're wondering where should a piece go to,
Yeah.
and if it has lots of options, well then rather than trying to figure out which is the best of them, you postpone the decision until it's an easier decision to make.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, but yeah, that's okay. So Queen C8, King H2, C5.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that now. You're weakening your D pawn. You're opening up the long diagonal for that bishop on C1 to
Yeah.
pop in,
You're making
and
life easier for white.
yeah.
Yeah, here it's difficult because you also want to open up the position for your bishop.
Hmm.
And maybe you want the c6 square for your knight, but right now white has a much harder time with their pieces than you do, than black.
Yes, exactly,
So
exactly.
here you're helping the position
And
open.
also, I think also the C5. The reason the eval bar goes up and down is so much is that like Maslin played this bishop A3,
Oh, nice, yes.
and it's a case of pin and win.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's knight A6. Oh, I would have just played knight
c6.
to D7
Oh, it's a
no, to
d7.
D7. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Knight d7. If pawn takes, he can take back with the knight anyways. I guess he didn't want to block this attack, maybe. But
Or is it that Maslin will play knight F4 at some stage and hit the bishop on
oh
E6, and
yeah, yeah.
maybe like sometimes people get too worried about. I mean, I'm a divil for that. I like my bishops,
Yeah.
maybe too much. Um, but so anyway, what happened? We had knight A6
Muslim
takes knight
took.
take. Oh, didn't take. He didn't play. Why didn't he take?
Maybe he was just worried about this pin.
Okay, but now after rook E8, yeah. How do we? Okay, knight D4, right? Yeah. Say rook E8 here.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he can just do it anyways.
Um, but after rook E8, can Maslin just play B4?
B4. Yeah, B4. He's probably. This
Take
is
the
the
pawn.
position we have now, so he's probably thinking about this.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can just discover attack with your. Yeah, he did play before. Maybe you can discover attack with your knight. This is
Well, you
not
can
good. Oh, you can always block with this. Yeah.
yeah, but also well, there's one move. There's one move that Black can play here, which will guarantee to be able to take that rook on a1. What is it, chat?
Oh. Okay. What? How can black? Oh, so I guess that's what he was planning, and Maslin is not worried about it.
Possibly,
Oh,
possibly. I don't think Maslin.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see it, Diana, because it's a bad move
Is it?
for Black. Yes, or at least the move I'm thinking of. So, folks,
Hmm.
yeah, how if Black's life depended on taking that rook on a1,
Oh
what would
yeah.
you do? What would you do?
I'm just gonna fill up my water bottle. I'll be back in a second.
Sometimes I see little tactics, um, and they're not good. Yes, knight g4, TJ. Exactly. I mean, it's a dreadful move because you give up your knight and bishop for the rook. Okay, Black will also get the pawn on g4, but if Black's life depended on it, that's how you do it. Doesn't make it a good move though. Now I can't move any of the pieces until Diana is back. So what else is there? Yeah, this is just a nice position for White, and White will put their knight on d4 or maybe f4. Oh, there's the knight, the White's knight on d2 will go to b3. Yes, that's what you do. I think it'll go to b3 and then either to d4 or to a5. Um, and the other knight, the knight on e2 can go to d4 or f4. This is a nice, comfortable position for White. And as is typical of the hippo, at some stage the hippo rises out of the water, to use more of those animal metaphors. Ah, so TJ Diana correctly answered. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, TJ correctly answered
Yes.
knight g4 check. So if you can put that on the board just for all of us, and pawn takes knight, bishop takes rook, queen takes,
Yeah.
and White is thinking, yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm putting my queen on f6, my bishop on b2, and mating you on h8 or
Yeah.
g7.
And you don't have enough material. You only you don't win the exchange. You give away two pieces for
Yeah,
a
well,
rook.
you'll get the pawn on g4, but that won't be enough.
Oh yeah.
It won't be enough. So yeah, but okay. So just go back to I was summarizing for people here. Um, this position is now a very nice hippopotamus for White,
Yes.
uh, and the hippo is rising out of the water. Diana.
Getting ready to kill some people.
Yes. In this case, it's Liam Melling, and the knight. I think the knight on d2 is going to go to b3 and maybe to either d4 or a5. The knight on e2 is going to go to f4 or d4.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a nice position now for. And I guess at some stage as well, White will want to play c4 to.
Yes.
And maybe I that's what I want to play first. So I put my rook on c1 and then play c4.
Yeah.
Um, and like and that gives me even more space and good position. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
let's have a look at um Do we have I in the chat? Okay, staying on the challengers to make it easier for us.
Okay.
Henry
Oh
Williams.
yes.
Oh, there's he. I see him. There, yes, exactly.
Okay, let's
Okay,
have a look.
and he's playing Isabella Watts.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, we have the
Ponziani.
Ponziani! Dr. Zace
Yeah.
isn't here, but he loves the Ponziani.
We'll
It's his
you
favorite
have to
opening.
send him a message and tell him to look at this game.
Yes.
Also, Will Sidney, who's playing in the Masters, is hoping to have his chessable course on this. I
Oh,
think it's
yes.
he's got about 100 variations. So it's I guess it's one of those 100 for 100 or whatever chessable, those shorter chessable courses, and he's hoping to have that out probably in the next few months on chessable.
I'll let I'll let Dr. Zace know.
Yeah, yeah. So D6. Okay, that's not the best move. I think you can play D5,
Okay.
and then there's Bishop B5 is the tricky move, and after pawn takes pawn, you have knight takes.
Yeah.
This is difficult to figure out. Um, and but when I was playing Will, I played knight to F6 instead of all this. No, instead on move 3.
Okay. Here.
Yeah, and he played Queen A4, I think.
Okay.
And it got very sharp. And I've forgotten. There's Gawain Jones has a chessable course on playing E4 E5 as black, and he gives a recommendation which I've now forgotten about again, which means I have to do more homework. Um,
It's
so
not
I wonder
something
if
you face very often anyway, so it's easy to forget.
yeah, I wonder if players who play the Ponziani would also use the Alpine Sicilian. They might have a C3 fetish. They might indeed, TJ, but it's a bit early on Sunday morning for that kind of talk. So please stop that now.
They might. That's true. Actually, they might play the Alapin.
Yeah, and of course against in the French they can play an advance with C3 just to keep them happy as well. So they're covered. All bases are covered. Okay, so D6 is a bit passive.
Yeah.
D4, yeah, D4 is now easy to play,
Yeah.
and you can play Bishop D3 here, I guess, as well. Oh,
Oh, he
okay. Oh,
pushed. I guess bishop.
yeah.
Yeah, bishop d3 makes a bit more sense. Well, not a bit more sense, but it's more flexible because you can still close the center later, anyways.
True. The only thing is,
Maybe
what
they're
happens
worried
if
about
we?
this.
No, I'm not worried about that because I'll just play Bishop E3 there. But what happens if pawn takes pawn here now?
Okay, let's see. Here, we'll take with the pawn.
Yeah, and now knight B4 to hassle that bishop. Like, oh,
Ooh.
okay. Oh, okay. Yes. I'm an idiot. Okay, so that's
No, you're
good.
not. But
That's a good. But that's good. That this is why
a nice
knight
trick.
B4 is it can't be played.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because like again, knight B4 looks natural to hassle that bishop. So if you can't do that, there's no point in swapping off because if black swaps the d pawn
Yes.
now,
You just give white
it
such a
gives
great center.
and more more importantly as well, you've got the knight on b1
Oh
now has a
yes.
beautiful
Now you
square
have
on
yes,
c3,
exactly.
and you don't want to do that
Yeah.
you don't want to just give that away for free.
Yeah.
Okay, so where yeah, so d5 anyway. Okay, yeah.
Gotta check. And here, why not bishop d7?
Well, if you do that, you're getting rid of
Oh
the
yeah,
King's Indian white
white's
squared bishop that you need to attack with.
yeah, that's true. And also this is white's bad bishop too, so you don't want to help them. Yeah, so
No,
c6 is the right move here.
yeah.
Okay.
Takes. Good, but pawn takes is much better than knight takes.
Yeah.
And where did the bishop went back? Okay, I guess.
Maybe bishop a4.
Oh yes. Well, you're just
Oh,
losing
sorry.
the d pawn. The d pawn is the e pawn is dropping, isn't it? So that means bishop b5 check was a bad move.
Yeah,
Oh, so
this.
instead of going back, you have to go back to d3. You have to go back to d3 to protect the pawn.
Yes.
And
I
if
guess. Yeah.
that's this adventure of bishop b5 check is just
This is what happened
it's
in the game.
yeah. But even if you went back to d3, if Isabella had gone back to d3 with her bishop to protect that pawn, you've gone on this adventure. You've swapped off your advanced d pawn, and you've given black a whole lot of space on the queen side, and those pawns on
Yes.
c6 and d6 are really nice. They're they stop any of white's pieces going on those squares. The e pawn is protected,
Yeah.
and black will, I guess, just play what, knight g6, bishop e7, castles, bishop e6, queen b6, rook b8. Like, it's all
Yeah.
really easy. It's
Yeah.
easy moves.
Yes.
Um,
And now
whereas
the
white,
c3 pawn is not
yeah,
doing its
and
purpose.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess white will probably play c4 then and bring out the
Yes.
knight to c3. But anyway, okay, so that's yeah, and but she's made it worse by. Oh, actually, I want. Oh no,
Knight
yeah, no, yeah,
g5?
just
Or. Yeah,
not well,
knight
knight
g5
g.
was played actually, but it's not great.
Okay, no, because we
Because
can block with the
d5.
d pawn.
Yeah. So what should white play here?
Um,
Oh, actually, do we have this move? Because after this, we have this.
oh,
We have Eric Rosen's trap.
is that Eric Rosen's trap?
Yeah, oh no, my
I,
queen.
oh, that's what he says, right? Okay. Um,
Yeah, we have a nice trick here. So here she could have taken this pawn back. Really
oh
nice
wow.
tactic.
Okay, that is lovely. Well done, Diana. I wasn't thinking about that at all. But you were thinking of Mark's magic square on f7.
Oh, yeah. But I faced this once online and after that never again because there's some Eric Rosen opening that he always played. I don't know if it's in the Stafford Gambit or some other opening, but this always happens and they give away a piece. And if you
Right.
take, oh, it's the knight on c6. So you get your pawn on d5, and after the knight goes to c6, they say, "Oh no, my queen." And after you take the knight,
Yeah.
um, you can take on f7, and then the queen is hanging. So they play knight c6 really quickly, and you think it's a mouse slip, but actually it's a trick.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that would have been a nice
Okay,
move.
that's a nice one. So that means probably
Knight
that
here is not good.
Henry's move knight back is
Yeah,
bad. So he should have
just
played
oh,
knight g6 or
or just
d5
yeah d5 and
and then knight g6. No, but then no, then there's bishop d3, isn't there?
oh sorry,
It's
bishop
bishop
d3.
d3, and if knight g6, you can take off on. You can take off there and play.
Knight
Yeah,
here.
now you play knight there, and you're winning. You're getting the pawn back or the exchange. So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, and you have this nice
Although
fall.
although it's supposedly really good for
Black is maybe
black
has
is
the bishop
better.
here.
Bishop pair, yeah.
But wait, so instead of
Oh, excuse me.
are you okay? Instead of knight g6, maybe we can
No, but
maybe
I
knight.
think I think just instead of d5, you always have d5 in reserve
Yeah.
later on. So you just play knight g6,
Yeah.
and it stops knight g4. And
Yeah.
if a move like there,
Now
you
you
can
can play
play
d5.
again. You don't want to play. I don't think you
Oh,
want to play
okay.
d5. You just go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now d5.
Now d5.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're just holding all the cards close to your chest, and then you'll pounce when you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so knight g5, but that allows d5 as we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight g6. Okay,
Oh,
that's a good
c4.
move.
Yeah, I like this move.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
move.
It's a Grunfeld type idea, trying to break up the center.
Okay, threatening on c6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't. I prefer to go to d7 or maybe even queen b6.
Yeah, queen
Yeah,
b6 is
yeah.
also putting pressure on the knight.
Although the machine doesn't like it as
I
much.
guess now
But
you're not protecting d5 anymore. Maybe that's where you have a problem area.
okay, yeah.
Um, but bishop
But
d7.
when you play bishop d7, you're also not protect.
Yeah,
You're
that's true.
also reducing the protection. So um. Oh wait.
Mm,
Oh, hang on. Can you
yeah,
play?
bishop e3.
No, I was wondering, can you play c5 to play, and if the knight moves away, you play d4. But unfortunately, after c5, the knight goes in on c6,
Hmm.
hitting the queen, and then.
Queen c7.
But okay, pawn takes pawn.
Yeah, now you can't take back. Okay, you just lose a
Yeah,
pawn.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
So,
so what's the position? Its current position is with bishop b7, is it, or have we got a few more moves?
one sec. They've played a
Because
lot of moves here.
yeah, Henry tends to play quite fast.
Yes. Here, queen. This is the current position right now.
Right. Uh, uh, looks okay for white.
Yeah, white got out of the problem. I think after f3.
Yeah.
Here.
F3 was a good move to open up,
Yes.
and especially with that bishop on b7, it's not doing a lot there. It's far away from the action, and with the knight on, like Henry took on f3, didn't he? Just
Yes.
now, and that again, that's when you take, you allow your opponent's pieces to come forward,
Yeah.
and
So
you don't
here,
really want
instead
to
of
do that.
taking,
Rook e8, maybe. Yeah, rook e8.
and after white takes.
Knight takes pawn.
Okay, you want to take with the knight.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe he didn't like having an isolated pawn.
Yeah, but
An extra pawn.
you can look at it as isolated, or you can look at it as passed, and it's
Or
extra.
just your extra. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think this is okay for black. Okay, so anyway, so Henry took on f3, allowing the queen in, and that's where we stand at the moment, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is dangerous position. Isabella, if she, like, I'd be thinking of playing bishop takes h6. I'd be thinking of getting my bishop out, like maybe playing.
My heart, and I'm
Oh,
Oh,
what was
sorry.
that?
My
Oh,
something opened on my.
I just heard my heart, my heart.
I got an ad because I have the stream open on
Oh, okay, okay,
another tab. So here,
right.
yeah, here white just has a lot of space.
Yeah, I'd love to do what ChatGPT and DeepSeek do when they play chess, and what they do is they play rook from a1 to e1 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, they do that, even though you can't go through the bishop on c1. But I saw this funny Gotham chess video the other night, and he decided to play a game against DeepSeek, which is this new Chinese large language model
Oh,
stuff, and you can play chess against ChatGPT as well.
have you done it?
And no, I haven't, but I've seen other people do it. And the thing is that the large language model doesn't actually understand chess, but there's so much chess content out that has been hoovered up by these AI companies
Hmm.
that they can kind of say, well, if you play, it's they use all the commentary in books
Yeah.
and whatever, and so it makes what it thinks are sensible moves based on existing chess books, chess articles, online, and yeah, but it has no idea of the actual rules of the game,
Hmm.
um, which is quite funny. Anyway, that's Henry's game. I think he's got to be very. Well, apparently now he's just made a move which the bar doesn't like.
He just
Um,
played Queen D7.
yeah, and okay. Here's the thing. White to play and win a pawn. Chat. Who can see it?
Hmm.
After Queen D7. Sorry,
Oh,
after
after
Queen
Queen
D7. Yeah,
7. Okay,
yeah.
here.
Yeah, here. And you see the bar goes up and it's like half a pawn or something like that. But um,
Some of them just spawn pieces out of nowhere or go through the
yeah.
bishop, as give an example of.
Yeah, no, it's true, and the gas thing is when Levy is doing it, he doesn't try to tell the large language model that it's played an illegal move. He accepts its move and he carries on, and that makes it even funnier. It's really good. But anyway, here, folks, what's an interesting idea here um for White? White can do things to win a pawn here.
Ooh, well,
Do you see it?
I was thinking knight takes here, but the
Yeah.
queen takes. Oh, and still it
Okay.
works. Yeah, you have to. Okay, yeah. There's a
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
There, yeah, that's a really nice idea.
Yeah. Blundering the queen is interesting, but not. Oh, blundering or bundering. Yes, indeed. Soda.
Okay, so she played bishop e3, but there's a different move. So let's see. Hello, vulgar bandits. What? Yeah.
Ah,
So
okay.
after knight takes e7,
Yeah.
queen
Knight
takes,
takes. Queen takes.
and now
There's
what can you do?
put it up on the board,
Here.
Diana, just to make things a bit easier for people.
Yeah. Good morning, vulgar bandits.
Does vulgar bandits wear a plastic bag over his head? Like
The
that
rubber bandits.
the rubber bandits from your neck of the woods, Diana, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed, vulgar bandits. You're quite right. Uh, yeah, but here anyway for people, there's White has bishop takes h6, and and now you just win the pawn.
Yeah, you get the pawn back, and also now this is a problem because now you're happy to have this ice. Well, black isn't as
No,
happy to.
again, I'd be playing knight c5 with White,
Oh
and
yes, that's much nicer because
that's
now
that's nicer
the
again. Yeah,
c6 pawn is more vulnerable.
yeah, yeah. It's all collapsing here
Yeah,
for
the pawn
for
structure for black isn't great. So here she had a great opportunity to take the bishop, but she played bishop e3 instead.
yeah, yeah. But again, maybe she just wants to play rook to e1, and
Oh
then
yeah.
play knight takes e7, and then bishop takes
Oh, and
h6.
even strong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay.
So maybe here you can
So
just move. Well, you don't have many good moves. Maybe you can just play the bishop back. No.
no, I'd say you play
Oh, now
rook
you lose
e8.
this. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
okay.
I mean, why
There's
is this still a...
bishop d4, bishop d4.
Yeah.
Pin and win.
Or, sorry, this is just an issue, knight c5.
Okay. Yeah, knight takes h6. Yeah, knight takes h6 would be, but when you pin it, that doesn't. Ah, now come on, Dinah, stop giving away all the pieces. We do need a few of them to checkmate. Uh, Yeah, but there's oh no, I mean no, bishop d8 looks dreadful again. It allows
Yeah,
knight c5.
yeah.
It allows it allows bishop d taking on e7 or taking on g7 and then playing bishop d4. Yeah, there's lots of things. Anyway, let's go on. Let me see. In the uh, if we've done the challengers, let's go to the majors. There's Emmanuel Jagus Suthan.
Okay, let's have a look.
Although I'm not sure if that was from yesterday's. This might be yesterday's. So there on
Oh yeah.
the left. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Okay.
have a
Another.
look. We're already in an end game.
Yep.
Okay, we've got the
Okay.
English.
Oh, and Kyle Enrique is Salmon is playing this. Yeah. Uh, okay.
Okay, now we've
Kyle, Kyle,
transposed
Kyle,
into Queen's Gambit.
yeah, Kyle Enrique is very good tactically, but he's playing all the wrong openings for his you know, he plays these Englishes. He plays like Queen's Gambit declines, and he should be playing red blooded,
Open.
open
Yeah.
gambits. Yeah, exactly. And especially when you're young and when you're learning, it's always a good idea to learn to play gambits
Yeah,
to
definitely.
to improve those tactical skills.
Yeah, it's easier to go from open to closed positions rather than closed to open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So bishop takes. Maybe you can just develop the queen, or maybe not. And you want them. You want white to take so that you can develop your knight.
But
Or
is there now
knight
95?
knight e5.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
95. And after bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, knight d7. Oh,
They you can
oh
take
no,
with the
there's knight b,
knight,
knight
yeah.
takes knight. Yeah,
And
that's
you have
that's very nasty.
discovered attacks. But here,
Ooh.
wait, you
So
have.
what do you play? Do you play knight e7?
Yeah, maybe you have to. Or is there something else?
That's not great. But now
Oh,
pawn takes
this.
pawn.
Yeah, this is also
Is
not.
there is there? Oh no, that doesn't work. But there's
Oh, you can
something.
just take here, maybe. Yeah, you can just take on
Okay.
c3, and if you take with check, then you can take back with the knight, and if queen takes, you trade queens, then you've got an extra piece already, and if knight takes, you take the queen.
Okay.
So
Very
you can
good.
take on
Yeah.
c3
Yeah. Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not easy to see. But yeah, I guess you don't want to let white, I mean, you
Knight
just
play
lose
knight
an extra
takes.
move, yeah.
Knight takes looks good, doesn't it? There.
Yes. And now when you play knight c6, it's not going to be defended, and you also develop your queen, and you can bring your knight out if they take. So,
Okay.
and yeah, this is what happened, and now this is not good. Why is it
Right.
not
So let's
good?
see. Because you play e4 and
Yeah,
d5,
yeah, that's what happened.
and again, Kyle
Yeah.
Enrique, like he does have these good intuitions.
So he found the hard move e4, but now he took the knight, which isn't the most accurate because now
No,
the queen gets to defend the
yeah, but then you
knight.
play d5. Then you play
Oh yeah.
d5 after. So is that
But
not
maybe here you
really
have
good?
something better. Because yeah.
Uh,
Uh
what? I don't know.
d5 immediately. And now if
Oh,
takes and
takes.
if the queen takes, you've got knight here. But actually no, this
Yeah,
is there's I don't know. Actually maybe it's the same. No. There's the engine I don't know the suggestion, but here the bar just thinks that there's something much better. Can anyone find a really good move here for white? We
Is it?
have knight takes a7, but the rook just takes this
No,
rook.
that's no
But then
good.
we can. Yeah, it's not so
Yeah,
good.
it's not so good. There is knight e5.
Okay. Oh, that's it. That's it. Well done. Knight e5, and if the knight takes, now what can white do?
Oh, no, white doesn't want castle here, TJ.
If you castle, you lose some momentum.
I suspect. No, no, no.
Oh,
I think no. TJ was. I'm teasing. TJ said castle's probably on a previous move, not after us giving up our knight. Because if white castle now, the knight would go back to d7.
oh yeah.
But yeah, exactly. Nico Boldiar.
Yeah, now you can take double check, and you cannot take back the knight or block because it's check, and you're going to lose the.
It's double check. It's double check.
Yeah,
So king has to go to e7, and you
now you
take
can
the
take the rook.
rook.
Yeah, and the knight is still attacked. So you get a full
Yeah,
rook.
yeah. And you got
Okay, so that's
yeah.
it.
Okay,
Knight
so that's.
e5 is the move.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not easy to see. And
Not easy to
anyway,
see.
if you see d5, then it's already enough probably.
Yeah.
But you get more material with knight e5. Oh, nice
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, yeah,
save!
yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow, nice
And that's and
save.
that's and I mean, you are losing a few pawns here, so it's.
Hmm. You give away a pawn. One pawn.
Oh, actually, I wonder, was there was an alternative there though?
Here?
Diana,
Or
yeah. Instead of no, after b5, can you play queen e4 check,
queen e4 and
and then
maybe you can
oh
block
no,
with the
there's
knight. Oh no, you
no.
can't.
If you do that, then d6 happens, and you
Oh, nice. Triple
but
attack.
but yeah, but the move that I missed when was suggesting queen e7
Yeah, you
exactly,
can take
and
back with the
you're
knight.
pin, and unfortunately my queen on e4 is not protected, so I
Yeah,
don't have time to take on c6,
yeah,
and now black is fine. So no, okay. So what white played, queen takes b5 was correct.
yeah. So you only win a pawn out of this. Wow, really nice save from Emmanuel. b5 is not an easy move to spot.
No, no, and now oh castle. Okay. Oh, I would have gone. Yeah, I would have been inclined to play knight b3 here
Ooh,
for uh, black instead
I
of
guess you can
castling.
still play it anyway because now you're attacking the d5 pawn, so they have to do something
Yeah,
about that first.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Oh, ooh. Okay, this happens a lot, and I see it a lot as well when I'm analyzing darling games. Is
Uh-huh.
that when you see a fancy move, it looks
Hmm.
good, but there's not much reason for it. And here, knight c6 is one of those moves.
Okay, so what is the good move? We can't play pawn takes knight because then our rook we're going
Yeah,
to be checkmated. The rook on there is not defended. So
you can
what
attack
move
the rook
can
maybe, and
attack
then
the
you're
rook?
defending your rook.
Yeah, and we're just gonna. So after bishop g5, do they play bishop g5? Yeah, bishop
Yeah,
g5 f6. Bishop takes f6, which I don't think I would play.
yeah. What would we do here?
I think I would just play pawn takes knight.
Okay. And then if the rook takes, you just take back and
Take
here, and
back.
you
And
get.
now, no, no, I don't. I don't think I do that. I play rook d7,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, now you're
and
tying down the bishop.
you're tying down the bishop, and
And you're bringing this in, and then you can just push and get a queen.
and exactly, and also your back rank isn't weak because that rook on h8
Yes.
isn't coming out quickly, and if it does, you can always play a move like g3, and you're perfectly safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that anyway, he took on f6
Yeah.
and then took here.
Ooh.
Huh?
So I guess this is transmission error because that's just a free rook, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay, and there's some transmission errors because they
definitely.
did take on d1, but the board needs to refresh or something. Because here, rook takes. And this is the
Yeah.
position we have currently. Sorry, here.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and now the
I mean,
problem
this
is
is
you no
still
longer have the e5 square for your knight,
true.
which is an important square.
But you still have rook d7 here. Is
Yeah,
it is it white's move or is it
black to move. First,
oh it's
they'll
black to
develop
move?
the. Well, where will you develop? I guess maybe bishop here, rook here, and maybe now you can play rook here. And you don't have time to take the pawn because of mate.
Yeah.
But white has 2 pawns up, so you don't want to trade rooks. Here you'd be happy to trade. And just get your king over. You have to...
You'll have to play b3 now. I think b3 would be important. But no, you're dropping the
Oh,
c
yeah.
pawn. You're dropping the c pawn, and I think the position is not. I think it's
Yeah.
still better for white,
Yeah.
but black is fighting. Anyway, let's see what else is there. There's let us go to the championship,
Okay.
and there's John Kennedy against Niall Whelan.
Okay, let's have a look.
Niall is even older than me. And it's great. It's great to see people like that. You know, they're still playing chess.
Here we go. Last board.
Last board. Okay.
Okay, so they need a point. They're both on 0.
Oh, okay.
So this is important. An important game for them.
It doesn't look as if it's going to be a draw. Just looking at the map
Oh, yeah.
on the board.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, white is already 2 pieces up.
Oh. Oh dear.
2 pieces. A bishop and a knight for 2 pawns. So let's see what happened real quick. Okay, knight
Okay, Vienna.
C3.
Vienna, yeah. Okay.
TJ's opening.
Yeah.
Okay, not allowing the bishop.
Why? Wait, hang on. After bishop b4, why not just stick the bishop on c5 instead of going to b4?
Bishop?
Yeah, because like
now you can
white has opened up that
Yes.
diagonal, and it makes it hard to castle.
Is there a knight here?
Yeah, that's often the way, but it says no.
Yeah, it says no, but what are you gonna do? Maybe knight, bishop, no.
I don't know.
Bishop
Oh.
here.
Excuse me.
But you don't really want to allow c3. Well, maybe you actually don't mind it, because now the knight has nowhere to go. Yeah. Bishop c5 definitely makes more sense, but maybe he was worried about knight a4.
Right.
Sorry. Okay, and now he made some space for the bishop if it is attacked.
Okay.
Oh, this is a blunder. Okay, so white can do something here.
Really?
Well,
what? I'm.
there must be something good. Maybe you just take here. No.
It's okay. I want to play knight d5 maybe.
Okay, yeah, knight d5 attacking the bishop, and if they take, you take with the pawn attacking the knight, and now e5 is...
Not falling. Ah!
It's not.
Well, don't know. Maybe it looks odd.
Knight here? Yeah, now you can trade the knights first.
Okay, there, yeah. That's good.
Before
Although,
you take.
And now d6. D6, or yeah, d5, d6 there.
Oh,
Open up the
sneaky.
bishop. Yeah. I love those discovered attacks.
But is it a big problem? If you take, then I can just play king back, and now your bishop is pinned.
And then I play queen h5, and bishop takes h6, and it's checkmate.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm being optimistic, but
So now what do you play? But Queen H5?
Queen H5, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Still saying absolutely
I'll
no
check
problem.
first.
Oh, no. Well, I'm going to stick my king in the corner.
Yeah. And now
Oh, King H7? King
King H2.
H7? King H2 the right move?
Yeah, I guess.
What?
Oh yeah,
What the
you don't
hell?
want to let them take with check.
Oh, huh?
I guess.
Okay.
So maybe you'll threaten something here. Maybe bishop takes.
Well, no,
I don't know.
it's black to
Oh,
move.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. So here I was just.
But now
Oh.
bishop takes H6. So what do we do to avoid?
But now this is okay. I guess this is good for white. But if king H1, why is it not good?
It's weird, isn't it? Very weird. Oh, because of bishop E6, is it? Or bishop
Bishop E.
G4. Bishop G4. Bishop G4, isn't that it? Oh no, not bishop G4. Okay, so bishop E6. What bishop E6? To
Bishop
because or
E8.
oh, right. Yes. Yes. So what?
But I. Wait. And
So do you
now can
play?
you take
Okay,
rook
is there?
E6?
Okay. And now bishop takes F7.
Ooh. Now
Oh,
maybe
then
just
there's
rook take. No.
yeah, rook takes and then bishop G5, discover check,
Oh yeah, winning the
and
queen.
winning the queen. Okay, so let's go back a move. So is there rook takes F7 here? Clearly, oh yeah, but it just
Yeah, rook.
folks.
It is rook takes.
Okay. Ah, and if the king was on
H2.
H2,
Yeah.
then you could play bishop G5, discover check, king H8, bishop takes queen, and after rook takes rook, yeah, here bishop takes queen,
Yeah.
and now rook takes rook is check, and you lose the queen on
Yeah, because
H5.
otherwise you could take here first.
But exactly, and
Yeah.
because that bishop is unprotected. So yeah, if the king is on H2, then queen takes E8 will win, and it'll be check, and we'll avoid all the messing. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
subtle difference. But here, I guess it's saying that it's still okay because after bishop takes here and queen h5, there's a move. So we suggested bishop check, but there.
Is it just bishop E8 immediately? Yeah, bishop E8 because
Okay, and now you can.
the king is
Yes.
still on
Yeah.
G1, and
Yeah.
therefore rook takes rook will be check.
Yeah. Yeah, so bishop e8. So this is why it's not too dangerous to take on f7.
Right, right.
Yeah, now you still have, after the bishop moves, maybe you still have check and then you can.
No, you
Or you
just
just
take
take it
rook
immediately.
takes rook. Yeah.
I think there's.
Then or you can play well no.
Yeah, check is better.
Okay, right.
Because now you can just take the rook for free.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can just check, and there's no white doesn't have any threats here because you win the bishop, but there's no other immediate. Or is there bishop takes h6? Wait, let's just see
There's
what
probably
happens.
bishop takes
So
H.
sorry. So here, and after this, then bishop takes h6. I guess you can just take the bishop. No.
Yes, you take the bishop because the queen is attacked, so there's no discovered check.
Check with the bishop and then takes and
King
fine.
takes. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have anything, and your rook is just also attacked.
Yeah, but
And you're an extra piece.
White will take that rook, but yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. So here.
Okay.
Um.
Anyway,
Anyways.
that was very interesting.
Yeah, very tight. So in the game, white played g4.
G4. Yeah.
And after this check, king g2, which maybe helps white a little bit because you want to bring your rook.
But folks, this is why if you want to play better chess, it's really useful to have your phone in the pocket. and then you can look up the what the engine is saying and find these nice variations.
Well, we didn't look with the engine though. We worked it out.
We did work it out, but we did have the eval
Eval,
bar,
yeah, yeah. I think
yeah, which
eval
is a little bit of a cheat.
yeah, it is a cheap, but it's not as bad as looking at the lines.
True, true.
Okay. Wait, so
Oh,
so here black played h5, which is a move that you don't really want to do when you're being attacked.
true. But
Yeah.
I think Niall was trying to get he was trying to get in at the king on G2. He felt that he wanted to try and do something there. Um,
Okay, yeah. Oh, we've got a bishop sacrifice. Okay, you
yeah,
just wanted to weaken the king over here, but it's
and
not
then a
enough.
knight, and it's not enough.
Yeah, and that's where the pieces went. So
Yeah,
now white
yeah,
has
sadly.
a really nice position here.
And okay, so what is
Oh,
black's?
sorry.
Sorry, what's white's threat there? Last board, wasn't it? Yeah. What's white threat? What's white's threat here? And what should black do about it? Apart from resigning.
What is white turning virtue in? Kedes asks, I was gonna ask if that was cheating.
No, no, Kedis, that's not cheating. That is enhancing your knowledge
Supporting.
of the position, and it increases knowledge of around humanity. And so, no, you're totally allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's better to work it out yourself, but if you are limited for time or if you just want to know something quickly, then you can just put the eval bar first and then.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing is you do have to make sure that the arbiters and your opponent don't see that you've got a phone on you. That's
Oh,
really
you're talking
important.
about during a game. Oh, I didn't know we were talking about that. I thought we were saying in general if you're on the train and you want to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because even without eval and engine, you even playing the moves on the board is still cheating.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, it's okay.
Yes, it's definitely
Ketis
cheating.
and Ketis doesn't judge. I'm very glad to hear that.
Oh, I thought we were
Anyway,
talking about when you're studying ourselves.
yeah. Anyway, Niall spotted the problem. There was just go back one move there, Diana, please.
Yep.
Yeah. So White here is threatening to play bishop to play rook takes g6 check
Yeah. And the pawn.
because that pawn is pinned by the bishop on c4, and Niall got out of the way, and also didn't want to play king to h7 because there's knight g5 check, so just moved over
Yeah.
to h8. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's that game covered. There is another game in the championship. Alex O'Rourke against Fred Armstrong.
Okay, let's see. In the championship?
In the in the same in the championship exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, not so many moves have been made.
Okay,
But
good.
black
Let's
is
see
down
that.
to 7 minutes. Okay, it's definitely an error in. Well, I would say that it's definitely an error in the transmission because
Well,
he's
maybe
definitely didn't
maybe
think for an hour
maybe
here.
yeah, but maybe if he didn't know the Najdorf Sicilian, he's trying to
An
figure out what to
hour.
do. Okay, so there's been a transmission error, I guess,
Yes.
and we're just at this stage the board stopped working, and that's why the clock is still ticking, ticking, ticking. So yeah,
Yeah. Did he
okay,
show up late? Hello,
yeah.
Beads Miggy. Did he show up late? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Also, if he showed up late, he would have already lost the game if it was
True.
over
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah. Now, actually, there's one game. I saw a name in the big list there that you had, Vitali, what's his name? Vitali, uh, and he is somebody I'm trying to get on board as a developer on the ICU website, and I just want to have a look at his
Oh,
game.
here we go.
Oh, there, Vitaly Salman. Yeah, exactly. He's from Russia. He he was he said he told me that his neighbor was walking the dog one day a couple of years ago and was basically picked up and is now either dead, injured, or still fighting in Ukraine. And
Oh,
Vitaly said that he got home when he heard that. He said to his wife, he said, "Right, we're off." And they traveled to, I think, Kazakhstan. They got on the next flight to Kazakhstan, and then from there, I think he got an anyway. He ended up getting a job in Ireland as a
hmm.
programmer. Um,
Okay.
and I remember in when I lived in Stuttgart, I joined Sindelfingen Chess Club because I worked in Böblingen, and for some reason, well, I wanted to join Sindelfingen because they had a Bundesliga team,
Hmm.
and I thought I'd meet all these grandmasters, and I never did, or because they never, like they were paid to play, and they didn't come to the club on club nights and stuff, but. But anyway, the club played in this stadion, which was a stadium, a football stadium, and it was in the Yugoslavian restaurant.
Hmm.
And when about 3 months after I got there, there was the breakup of Yugoslavia, and there was the civil war, and the Croats were against the Serbs, and everybody was against the Bosnians, and whatever. It was a disaster, and so they changed from being a Yugoslavian restaurant to being a Serbian restaurant.
Okay.
But there was a waiter there, very nice guy, who you'd get a meal and you'd have your cevapcici, or that's what I remember enjoying most.
What is it?
Um, Cevapcici.
Yeah.
They are, I guess, you could call them um, sausage, a form of sausage,
Okay.
or uh, they're like meat rolls. They're like sort
Hmm.
of minced meat with spices, and they're rolled in, and then you have that. What's that avjar? I think it is. It's kind of a spicy tomato paste
Hmm.
that it's served with, and chips and whatever. Quite tasty. But this poor waiter, because the Germans didn't like the Serbs, they were supporting the Croats and the Slovenians, and his visa, basically he couldn't stay in Germany and he had to leave, and his choice was to go back to Serbia and basically fight in the army, where he would have to kill somebody or be killed, and he didn't really want to have that to answer that choice. That wasn't a choice he wanted to ever make.
Yeah.
Um, so he ended up going to Switzerland, from what I heard, and I guess he didn't have to. He avoided that choice, that life choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard. But anyway, Vitali was also. Oh, and this is against Cecil Sloan. So what happened? Anyway, let's go back to the beginning. I know I played Vitali in a
Oh, okay.
rapid
This is
game.
what I play with white.
Yeah, these are kind of slightly depressing
But
openings
here,
for
knight
me.
e2 is a bit weird.
No,
Is it
no, it's
not?
not. No, because you want to play Bishop F4,
Oh, yeah.
hitting the queen.
But
So you
here.
play,
Oh, here usually I play h3 or knight f3.
yeah,
I guess that
yeah.
it makes sense, but you're still gonna be pinned.
So now you play F3 and then you play Bishop F4, I guess.
Oh, I've never played these line. Yeah, I don't really. Okay.
Ooh, okay, good man, Vitali. Yeah,
Yeah, this looks
okay,
okay
yes.
for black, but this is
Oh,
hanging, is it?
well, you can take it, but I
You
think
have no development.
the knight comes out, your castle, they put the rooks in the center.
Yeah, yeah, this is nice for black. Um, But now that your knight is very awkwardly placed here.
It is. It is. So I think you're right. Dan, I think he should have played H3 first,
H3,
and
or
then
even just knight
and then play
F3.
knight E2, and then knight E2.
Okay,
So
so here,
after Queen C7, H3 might be a good idea.
yeah,
Right? Oh, but knight E2 is one of the
yeah,
most popular moves, isn't it?
it is. But the score
And
isn't great for black.
yeah,
Sorry, for white.
for white.
41% for black, so H3 is a better line.
Yes. Is there any? But the whole thing is pretty grim
White.
for white, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of equal, but H3 is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knight F6, and now you can just play knight
And then do you
F3.
play knight?
Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't say knight E2 there, does it? Does
No,
it say
you don't
knight?
want to
Does it?
play knight E2. If you play H3, then you don't want to play knight E2.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I guess you want, because, well, the way that I was taught is that I remember this was just a sideline, knight E2, when I was learning, but F3 just looked really awkward. But here H3
Right.
can be useful, and you can play knight F3 first, so knight F3, G6.
So did you play this as white?
I play this as
This
white.
system. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
I play this as white. It's like a good calais. Because
Of course it is. Yeah, because
the
you don't. You're
pieces
not.
are the same. But I mean, yeah, this bishop can be useful in the future. Queen c7 is a very annoying move to deal with,
Right.
but it's not so bad. You have the nice
Sure.
e file, and yeah.
Right. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, knight
Okay. So what?
e2 was played.
92 FC. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
and
Yeah.
now black gets a really nice, nice squares for the pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, so black
Ooh.
castle. They're not
Okay.
worried about the open c file.
Yeah. I wouldn't have castled queenside. I think I would have played castle kingside. But it's
Yeah,
okay.
this also looks good.
Yeah.
I guess it depends where you want to play, and maybe Vitaly is looking
It,
to
it, it
attack.
looks a bit safer. It looks a bit safer. But okay. So he castled queenside. Vitali.
Also, Owen says, can he add a new tab to the IC website called Jonathan O'Connor's Top Chess Tips?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll write an article.
Okay, some trades here. Okay.
But no, Beats McGee, I'm not going to do that. You just have I just have to stream more, and you can watch those streams and pick up the tips.
Now that you've got subscribers, you need to keep consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
we're gonna be looking forward.
The pressure is on. Pressure is on.
We're gonna be looking forward to your regular content.
Ooh. Oh, hang on. Okay, wait. Why not? King takes pawn.
Yeah,
Why
I
not
guess.
king takes pawn? Is it like g4 check?
Okay.
Like rook h1, rook h8 check. The king just goes back. Knight takes, I guess.
Yeah, you have to go back. Yeah, this also looks fine.
It looks fine for white. So I think
still it's scary to deal with.
yeah.
But the rook on d7 is not on the
It's
right
wrong.
square.
Wrong, exactly. Yeah. So it leads to, I think Vitali's move of castling queenside feels slightly wrong.
Yeah, this is only if white takes, because now if white doesn't take, black has a nice attack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And part of the reason the bar is so far down there is that poor rook on h1
Yeah, we'll never play.
is saying to itself, "Oh my God, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
I'm going nowhere." You know, this is the psychology of chess pieces. Psychology of chess pieces. You talk to your pieces, or they talk to you, and rook on h1 is an awfully sad, depressed piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that game. Let's go to the Masters.
Let's see the top board how it's going.
Yeah, and we have a request for one of the other games in the Masters. So we look
Okay.
at the top board here.
So we
Can we go
left
back a few
off.
moves?
Yeah.
Yeah, we left off about here. Yeah. Oh,
Here.
g6. Oh,
Can't play g6. He didn't like f5, I guess.
it's
Maybe.
not. But do you just play like queen d2, bishop f2 to h4? Looks a bit grim.
Yeah, g6 is not ideal. Maybe you can just develop your knight. Or do you take on c3? Or develop your bishop? Which one?
I think so. I mean, I might want to play my knight to d7 to c5.
Okay. Knight here, then white might play queen here. Maybe this is what he was worried about.
But now you play g6. Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Why? Oh, no, go back,
Rook
go back, go back,
g8?
go back. No, go back. Play
Sorry.
g6, play g6. Why is g6 bad? It's like the machine thinks this is dreadful, and I have a suspicion of why it is actually so bad.
Okay, beat suggests knight takes e6.
Yes, Beads McGee, your intuition seems correct. And now f5.
Oh yeah, now f5. Yeah.
F5
This is
and we have the Scissor Sisters mate after say knight takes e5 here, or queen takes e5. Let's do queen takes e5 because that shows it in. Oh, it doesn't quite show it, but now bishop h6 check. Queen has to go back to g7, the only move, and now you just play what f takes g6, and that'll be mate in one move.
Yeah, knight has to block any take.
Yeah, exactly. So that be that, and that's bringing all. Yeah, the only piece that's not involved there is the a1 rook, but it's good enough.
Yeah,
so
that's here instead of g6, maybe just rook g8, or.
But rook g8 does not also allow knight takes e6.
Oh yes, it does.
I mean, it's not quite as.
You still have.
How do we go further? What do we play? Do you actually just play? No, you can't play that because then there's knight takes e5. I think. Although,
f6. No, you can't. Your queen's
on. Is there? No, there's not bishop c5 check. That just loses. What do you play? Huh? Do we play? That's so like this is weird.
Yeah.
Our queen is attacked. Our queen is attacked, and we don't have any good checks. So do we just
move
play
the queen?
Yeah, just queen d5 maybe.
Yes, and now we're
queen
threatening
d5. That, and then we'd be threatening
f6.
to play bishop d6 on f6, and
yeah, there's too many. The king is too weak. But here, then what should black play here?
So that is king f8.
Okay. But same thing, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, here you can play it immediately f5.
Right.
And if the knight takes here, you can take here with check first.
King g8. And now... No, is there queen f5.
Oh, queen f5, yeah, that looks nice. Threatening checkmate here.
And the only way to avoid it is... Oh, I suppose you can play...
Knight g6?
You can play knight g6. Yeah, knight g6 seems to be quite a good idea.
Ooh.
But then, oh
Oh.
no, but then there's bishop c5. Oh no, there's not bishop c5. There's bishop g4, I guess.
Oh, you can play queen here, queen takes, pawn takes, king here, and now you can play bishop c5. And you're gonna... Maybe?
Sorry, I'm just going to take a call from Mark.
Yeah, no problem. But that's not it. Okay, let's figure it out, darlings. Here, what is the best move for white? What can white do?
Diana, that was what they call in Germany ein Po Anruf.
I haven't
Do you know
heard
what?
that. No.
Have you not? Have you not? Oh, okay.
Maybe I've heard it, but I don't know.
A Po Anruf is it's what happens when you put the phone in your back pocket and it dials.
Oh.
So Po is bum or backside.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like it's a fairly polite, but it's a fairly polite term for. It's much more polite than English.
That's kind of crazy how that happened. It's never happened to me before. And I don't understand how it happens. Because how does it dial the number? Or how does it choose?
You've made a call and you then put it in your pocket before it
Before you
turns the
hang
screen
up.
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and then something rubs against it and
Okay.
whatever, and bang, you're into that thing. Anyway, so that's our German lesson for today.
But here, there's something really good for white, and I don't know what it is.
Uh,
Bishop c5 here. Okay, bishop
oh,
c5 on your...
no, that's
Well,
queen takes bishop check.
but the queen...
Oh, so it's not check. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's it.
But there's something better. I mean, here you're +8, and then after bishop c5, it's still
Okay.
good, but...
Is there? Okay, let's try forcing moves. Forcing moves would be queen f7 check, queen takes, pawn takes, king f7,
It's
bishop
not... Yeah.
f5 check, knight e7, and I ain't seeing it.
Yeah, we looked at... I think this is not right.
Right. Okay. So then there's also rook a d1, just bringing in the last piece, hoping to play rook d7 or rook d8 check. Yeah, that's probably just rook there.
Oh!
You bring in your last piece. That's folks.
Oh, yes, you're
There's
threatening check, and then after queen takes, queen f7 mate. That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. And Beats McGee, if you here's another tip. When you're attacking, use all your pieces. Use all your pieces, and that's why like rook ad1, nice
Yeah,
move.
that's a really
I
nice
mean,
move.
yeah,
So now we know why I can't play g6.
yes, we
But,
do.
but we
It was
still haven't
a
figured out the
prophylactic,
best move here for black.
Is it queen takes c3?
Okay, queen takes e3, and then after... this doesn't
No,
work
but
because
then
of
then
check.
yeah. But you can also you can just bring in your last piece, rook a e1. Oh no.
Does this work again? Later?
Well,
Yeah,
it may, but it's white to play. It's black to play here. So okay,
here's the
but
rook
why?
here.
What's good? But that it doesn't like that for some reason. Maybe. Here's a thought, Diana.
Yeah,
Instead of rook a e1,
yeah.
the machine is so incredibly good at seeing these variations that it's saying knight takes e6, give up that bishop, pawn takes, queen takes, and
But
now
now we go
you
this way and there are no checks.
uh,
And we're not on the
right.
f file, which is the biggest problem with
Yeah,
the
okay,
position.
fair enough. So what else is there?
Maybe just rook g8. What? Oh, sorry.
No,
Sorry, it's
it's
white's move. Sorry.
white move,
But
white
after
move.
this, what should... No.
No, that'll
g6?
just
No.
I don't know. Oh, there's I was going to say, can you play knight F8 and then go to G6 to hold the rook? But that doesn't seem to be good either. Knight G6
Oh,
now.
that's a clever idea. I like that.
But
Maybe
problem
F5?
F5 looks very nasty. And after that, you play
E6,
E6.
yeah.
Yes! Fantastic. And
Yeah, this looks really, really good.
yeah, it looks crushing. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
actually, that was something. Yeah, it's okay. We'll take a break.
Okay.
We should take a break and we come back. I'm going to find that game
Okay.
for us and we might have a look at it on, I know it's on chessgames.com. Is it chessgames.com? Yeah, I think it is. Um, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
folks.
Okay. See you in a bit. Hello, I just want to say thank you so much, Chefru, for the raid. Hello, welcome with 77 people. Thank you so much. Hello, Dan the Man. How are you doing? Nice gaming, bro. Hello, thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream. Shout out to Chefru. I don't know. I don't think we have any mods in the chat, so I'll just shout out here. But we are commentating on the Sligo 2025 chess tournament, and we are on the fourth round today. 2 rounds to go, including this one. So last day of the tournament, and this is the top board. So whoever wins this is going to be the sole leader of the tournament. But we were just going to take a break, so hang around for a few minutes, and we'll be back commentating. So
Yeah.
see you guys in a few minutes. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hi there.
You didn't have to wait too long. That's okay. Thanks for the people who stayed.
And
Yep.
apologies to the raid party that arrived and found us sadly missing in action. Missing in action, yeah. Uh, but I hope some of you have opened that link that I posted in the chat. It's a wonderful game by my friend Jonathan Tisdall, and he played this a long time ago. But it's one of the moves in this game is like the one of the top 10 moves ever played.
Okay, let's have
And
a look.
so yeah, so d4, yeah, e4 or d4 e6,
And Jonathan is with
e4
white.
c5, yeah, exactly.
No. Yeah, knight takes. No, knight f6. Knight c3. Bishop b4. Yeah, very similar to the top board game. And now
Exactly.
e5.
E5. This is theory. I mean, it's very sharp. It's very dangerous for black, and this is a variation that I think Colin Daly has never played as black because he would consider this as far too risky.
Okay, and now black took on c3.
And you're hoping for pawn takes knight, bishop takes pawn check, and you lose the rook in the corner.
Yes. Well,
But
here it's not right to take.
oh
What
no,
should black do
well,
here?
what should black do there?
Oh, I guess take the bishop because now you ruin white's castling. And now you can defend on g7. And now white's king is in the center.
Right. Yes. Indeed.
So
And does it not? Does the machine not like taking the rook after in all of that?
here it's, I guess it's scary maybe. No, queen takes here. And
The
now bishop
bishop
here.
b4.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's a classic, and it's an awful.
Yeah. This is why you don't want to get your dark square bishop out of there.
Nope.
So here.
Okay,
Sorry.
but anyway, to avoid all that messing, what you normally do in these kind of positions is, yeah, you play queen takes g7, so that gives you a move, and now you play like a bishop d2, isn't it? Isn't that what, or a3? A3
Yeah.
is the other way to kick. You basically attack the dangerous bishop. But this was like I talked to Jonathan about this game, and he told me that like he didn't know the theory. He basically sat down at the board and started making it up after with Queen G4, and he worked out. He thought for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and found this amazing line.
Ooh, okay. So knight f5 isn't.
Yeah, but it looks a natural move
Yeah.
because you're trying to stop Bishop H6.
Yes.
You're trying to it looks perfectly reasonable move.
Right,
And now he
castle.
castled, yeah. And now Black thought he was getting out of dodge because he plays Queen G6. And this is where
What
you've
is
got
the
to
move?
find what is the move. It is absolutely incredible. And Jonathan saw this back on like move 7 or 8 in his initial deep think. And because he saw this move from way back, which shows what kind of standard a player he is. He was already an IM, but he wasn't. He got the GM title maybe 10, 12 years later. Um, but really strong calculator.
Yes.
Growing up, he was known as Tiz the Wiz.
Oh, nice nickname.
Nice
Um,
nickname, exactly.
Also, hello, Lamprokles. How are you doing? Lamprokles is also from Germany. He's a long-term Darling supporter. And
Okay.
hello, also Almost Boat, who was I'm Fine and you got a new account now, I guess. And well done, TJ, for winning a 15 and 10 rapid game. Abandoned with 17 minutes on their clock, that speaks volumes. Well, it's annoying, but at least you got the win. So what's the best
Okay.
move here for white? Can you guys find it?
Okay, your queen is under attack. Queen takes g7 as a threat. But Jonathan just laughed in the face of this guy Ed Lee. Well, he didn't actually. He's far too polite for that.
Beads
But
knows it. Anyone else who hasn't seen the game? We'll give you 1 minute. Guess if you don't know it, or suggest the most threatening move that you can find. Yes, Dewey, well done. E6, excellent
e6.
move.
Okay, so the great thing about e6 is it can be taken three different ways. So let's count the ways. So d takes e6 wouldn't be great because of shakalaka boom.
Ah, we have our first of the day.
Oh, we're going to get about 10 of them now.
Okay, so you can take
okay,
with the
we
D
can't take
pawn.
that.
If you take
If you
with the
take
F
the
pawn,
queen e7,
nice.
shakalaka boom.
Number 2, and if you take with the
The queen,
queen,
we've got rook he1.
yes,
And
winning the
that will
queen.
be winning. It'll be winning very quickly. And anyway, you're winning the queen, and so that's fine. So, but what about queen takes queen?
Okay, let's see. Queen takes queen, and now what's the move? Now we've got mate in 4.
So it starts. It starts with e takes d7 check.
Okay, e takes d7. Let's say
And,
bishop takes.
okay, then you bring your last rook into the attack. Do you remember I said a few minutes ago, bring all your pieces into the attack?
Yeah.
This is an example. So if you play bishop e6, then we've got rook d8. Shakalaka boom.
Number 3.
Number 3. If you play queen e5, we play rook takes e5 check. Then bishop there. Rook d8. Shakalaka
Number
boom.
4. So here,
So you can't play bishop takes. So
yeah, if
so you got
knight
to play
takes.
knight takes. Okay. So now we play our rook to the e file check, and after say knight e5, well
Yeah.
knight e5 we've got rook d8. Go on, Diana,
Shakalaka
go for it.
boom!
Yay!
And if queen here, then we also just take, and it's the same
Ex-
mate.
exactly. Yes. Shakalaka boom.
Ooh. And so you can't
And
play knight takes either.
no,
Well,
you
you
can't
can't do
take.
anything else. So
And if you can't, yeah. So okay. So you can't take that queen.
yeah.
Can't
So
take that queen. And what they played in the game was d5,
yeah, d5.
and there was rook takes d5 again,
Threatening
threatening
mate.
our mate. Yeah. And so black played knight there, and now there was this further move, and like
What is the move?
Jonathan calculated this all on move 7. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's crazy.
incredible, absolutely crazy.
What is the move here? Who can find it?
Because it looks as if d8 is now covered by the knight on c6, so we're not going to do any of that basketball nonsense again, or are we? Or are we, Diana? That's the big question, isn't it?
How can we threaten mate again? Oh, 17, well done. E7, brilliant move.
Yeah.
And if the knight takes now, rook d8, is that the move?
Yes, rook d8. Yeah, rook d8 check.
King takes.
And we play queen takes f8 check.
Oh, this is what happened in the game.
This is what happened in the game, and after I think here, black resigned.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that black is going to get checkmated on the black squares.
Yeah.
So
So
after king c7, say, there's queen takes e7 check.
yeah, if the
And
king
if
goes
you okay,
back,
yeah, then we've got bishop f4. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming. You want it. You want it.
shakalaka
Shakalaka
boom.
boom. Oh, sorry. Oh yes. Whoop. I was too early. I was too excited. Um but yeah, so that you can't go there. And if you go up to b6, we've got queen c5 check.
Nice. And after this, you've got
Go
mate
on.
on h5
Yay!
shakalaka boom.
Shakalaka boom. Exactly. So that's and then I think the last option here, you can play bishop d7,
Yep.
but then there's again you bring the bishop back to
Uh,
f4 check, and
yep.
you've got all the same kind of mates again. Queen c5 is checkmate.
Yes.
Shakalaka boom. God, I'm getting tired.
Not a good game for ruins the excitement. So, wow, that's a
Yeah.
really beautiful e6, e7, really nice.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
beautiful
it's
game.
incredible. It's an incredible game, and just to have found that, and Jonathan has another game that is equally spectacular, but it's longer, so we're not going to go. Anyway, let's go back to the Sligo tournament. But I thought everyone would like that, and I thought, if any of the raiding party had stayed, I hope you feel that you've got value
It
for
was
for,
worth it.
for, for waiting. Yeah, exactly. Um,
So
okay,
this is Rory Quinn and Com Daly's live position. Rory's down to 5 minutes, and Com Daly has 51 minutes.
right. Wow. I just want to send a message to our
This pawn is going
our
down. Queen d6 was just played. Maybe just threatening some checks, and this pawn is also scary. Yeah, very double-edged position here. Okay, so
Okay. Now, okay. So where? So what? Oh, okay. So what's the story? Rory has 5 minutes to Column's 50 minutes.
yeah, and Colin
And
just played queen d6, threatening queen
okay,
e1, and then maybe pushing this e pawn.
right. So that okay, but and he's also controlling b8 with an
Yes,
extra piece.
yeah.
Okay. Can we just play? Okay, we have to.
Rory
Yeah.
just played
Oh,
queen d4.
queen d4. Okay, I like that move
Yeah,
because I
he wants
think
to trade queens.
and play c4, c5, and I think if that happens, he play like if there's say queen takes queen now, rook takes rook b8 to
Yep.
hit that, then you play rook d6.
Yeah, and your king
King,
is closer to this pawn than their
yeah,
king to this pawn.
but the king might go over to might play king f8, but we play c4,
Yep, king here
king
and now
e7, and
c5.
we're just in time to hold our rook there,
Yeah,
protect the b6 pawn, and although it says this is just like equal,
it's
which is
yeah.
weird.
I guess the
But
problem is that after king e3, then maybe just f5, and it's hard to make progress because you can't push the c pawn. Even if you move the rook back, if you push the c pawn now, b6 is hanging, and also the a pawn is going down the board too. So you can't. You need to protect both e and a pawns, and it's not going to be easy.
right. Well, I still feel that black. I would much prefer to be white. I think in this position, I'd feel quite nervous being black here, and maybe it is a draw. But I think
Oh
I
yeah,
think white, those pawns that are so advanced. Um,
yeah. They look scary, but also, um, if you ever do move the rook away from the d file, then if the king can get to c6, you have nothing to worry about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
So let's say here black just plays a5. Now what are you gonna play?
Well,
King f7? King f2? No. What are you gonna play?
rook d4.
Yeah, now you're gonna win the a pawn, I guess, or So f5.
Yes. Yeah. Then I guess you play over there. No.
Oh,
Okay. No, you don't play there. You bring your king up to e3 first,
okay. King f.
and the pawn can't advance.
Yeah. So I
And
then here this is not a5 is not so good.
so f5 then. F5 must is.
I
Oh,
guess
just like
same
f5
same
either.
idea.
So is it? Oh, is it? Do we have to play rook c8 now? I mean, it's rook c8,
And if b7.
rook b8,
Okay, so we want to provoke that.
and now you play, and you've got the only way to defend
Yeah,
now is play
is
rook
rook
b6,
b6, and now you
and
allow
now
the
you,
king.
and now you're the
Oh,
king. Oh,
this
oh
is
yeah.
not
But
good.
I guess
Oh,
you
you just
play
play
c6
c6.
check and yeah. So what is it then?
King here.
No, maybe you play a5.
Oh yeah, sorry, you can't give away the pawn. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, a5. Sorry,
yeah.
a5, and I guess you can't go to a6 because you lose the b7 pawn, and you need to protect this pawn, and your king is not in time. The square is not covered by the king.
Yeah.
This side pawn. So this is the way to draw. Queen takes f4 was played in the game, though. He didn't trade queens.
Right.
Colm
Okay.
wanted to take on f4.
Yeah, and that seems to be a good idea.
Yeah. So now he's threatening maybe check here. White is maybe thinking to take here or take on e4.
Yeah, it's not a nice position for Rory. I wonder if Rory I wonder if he missed something earlier. Probably did.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have a look at Marina's game.
Okay, let's have a look.
Uh,
I'll put this
Marina
in the
against David
bottom
Fitzsimons.
corner to keep an eye on
Yeah.
it.
So
And
Ketz asked a question and then answered it for himself or herself. But yeah, that game, Ketz was. What's nice about it is that there's a whole load of little short variations, which are just they're nice. They're nice to have. They're nice to see, but they're short, which means they're just lots of them. So it's a good training exercise.
wait,
Okay,
how
so
do I... Okay,
if
so
you
this is
found
Marina's
we're
game,
still
but
on,
let me just change 1 second.
yeah, no worries.
Okay, here we go. This is Marina versus David. So, Colin Daly, the top board is in the bottom corner. For those of you on Twitch that want to keep an eye on it, and then this is Marina versus David Fitzsimons. So there, the standings are Rory Quinn in first place. Sorry, not first place, but Rory Quinn on 3, Colin Daly on 3, and Marina and David are both on 2.5. So if the top board is a draw and Marina or David win, then it will be tied first going into the final round.
Yeah, although I suspect that Colin is going to win that game.
Do you think?
I think he will. Yes, he's up a lot on time, and he's making it difficult for Rory to push that pawn. Anyway, let's have a look at we haven't seen. Let's look at the start of this game. Can we?
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Okay, e4. Oh,
Oh,
David.
we've got an Alekine.
Yeah.
Second Alekine of the tournament. Sarah
Okay, so
also had an Alekine.
this is kind of like a safe variation if you don't allow that knight f7 variation. There's some like anyway, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. I think you have to play c6. Oh, g6. Oh, okay.
Oh, bishop b6. Definitely
Well,
preparation.
well, no, I mean, but Diana, if you play knight b6 here, which would
Well,
be
I was
a
thinking
standard.
e6.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, but that's just weakening the dark squares.
Yeah.
So bishop e6. But yeah, if you play knight b6 though, there instead
Yeah.
of bishop e6, then shakalaka boom.
Yeah. So knight cute checkmate there.
Yeah,
But bishop b6 seems very awkward.
right. No, I think I don't know. I think it's a standard thing in
Is it?
Alekhine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I've
think
never
so. I
seen
think
it.
so. I think so. Um, oh, so C4 and C5, C4 and D5 are going to come, which is right. Yeah, to try. But wait, does that not allow this? Yeah. And what happens now? D5. Yeah, bishop. Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, so David gave the dark square bishop because he gets it back with knight d3.
Okay. Right. Yes. Fair enough. Okay, David's not in. Okay, can we? No, we can't. We can't? Can we take that e pawn? Why can't we take the
Oh,
pawn on
here.
e7?
He takes maybe rook here.
Oh, oh, and then I go back to g5 or h4, something like that. Is there? What is there? Okay, and now the bishop is loose.
Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, because
Oh,
queen
oh,
takes
b2, yeah.
b2, and everything's kind of hanging. I think. Okay, so that would be awkward. Oh, there, yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of nice
For who?
for black.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't take.
So she
Bishop
played
c2.
knight out.
Yeah.
Bishop c2. Okay, e6 wanting to
Okay.
open up the file. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's weakening the dark squares a bit. Yeah, so she played that. That's good.
Okay, threatening checkmate. h3, giving air.
But would you have played h4 instead of h3 there?
h4, let's see. h4 and to threaten h5.
Maybe like maybe. I mean, obviously not immediately.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's interesting. I don't know. It's like a game. Both sides of their and after h3 was that
Yeah.
it's roughly the same evaluation. So either it could have been played.
Sneaky move here. Queen d6 threatening discovered check and winning the queen.
Yeah.
So g3 defending the queen. King g7. King g2.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Okay, David doesn't want to trade queens. But Marina really wants to.
Marina
So
does.
queen b4. This is the live position right now.
Okay. Okay, so David's not going to play queen takes queen because then pawn takes and the a pawn is weak, and the g pawn is suddenly can move forward another square. So what is there if you don't play that? If you play like rook, well, no, if rook d, I suppose David doesn't want to play rook d8 to protect the queen.
I guess he doesn't want to trade queens.
Yeah. Uh,
If d6. Oh, this is not good. Why not?
why not? Yeah, indeed.
Maybe it's weakening the light squares. This diagonal, sorry.
Yeah, that looks reasonable. Okay, I want to bring my rook on a1 into the game. That's the worst piece. So just rook c1 or rook d1. Rook a d1 maybe. as well.
Yeah.
Either of them. Either, but you just when you've got this rook that's not developed, hasn't been doing anything. All your other pieces are developed. So let's overprotect our d pawn and get ready to push.
There's some progress here in Rory versus
Oh,
Colin.
but again, Marina is way down in time,
Yeah, 8 minutes.
and that's going to be a factor. And I think her position, it has potential to get better, but it's not good enough with that time disadvantage, I think. So
Yeah,
I think
and
I think
David is
I
gonna
think
make things complicated.
David is going to make things complicated. So I
Well, when
think
he
I
did
think
that against Connor, it didn't end up so well for him.
yeah, but that was no, he was just pushing in endings, and he couldn't figure out, like, with little time. I mean, he didn't give enough time, but he couldn't figure out how to find the win. Couldn't
Yeah,
calculate deep enough. But here, I think he'll use his intuition and calculation, um, and he will find tricks later on. But I guess,
maybe.
yeah,
I'll be rooting for Marina. I believe she can
absolutely,
do it.
yeah. Okay,
um,
so that's that one. So what about um?
I'll just bring back up Colm Daly versus Rory. There's some progress
Okay,
there.
okay,
Um, 1 second. So Rory's pawn has made it to b7, but he's down to 1 minute.
yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, and queen f2 is kind of scary. E2 is also going to be able to make it to the second rank. But now
Oh,
you can take on f8, king takes, and
woohoo!
play b8, and you get a queen back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's
So he's not
what
going.
white
So
is threatening.
maybe you play e4 here. If that's the threat, can you play e4
Ooh, e4
dead,
protecting this. Yes.
protecting it? Yeah.
Nice move. Okay.
And
You cannot take this pawn because of queen f2 check and mate.
yeah. Oh, but we can't play rook f1. We can play rook
Oh, yeah.
f1 here.
Rook f1.
Oh, no, it doesn't like
Maybe
rook f1.
e2. Ooh, no, e2 doesn't work? Why
No,
not?
because you take the queen and then run back with the
Rook.
and you just lost your really advanced
Yeah.
pawn. So,
So he actually played e4 and rook f1 is played. This is what Rory
okay,
played. Okay,
okay,
this is
yeah,
on the
yeah,
board.
yeah. It's a good practical decision by Rory. I guess there's going to be like, okay, you can't play. Column has to stay on the long diagonal, so he's got to play queen b8.
Yeah, he did.
And now I think you want to play what? Oops, where are we going?
He- Oh, sorry. I wanted to change the live boards, but I changed the wrong order.
Oh,
Um,
okay,
so
fair enough.
I'll just I'll
You
just
work away there. I'm going to just have a look at the other games to see. There's Battle of the Youngsters on board three with Conor O'Reilly against Yannick Woods,
Oh,
which is going slightly well for Conor, who's
queens are
white.
off in David's game as well, by the way.
Okay, okay,
Okay, so we'll have a look at Connor's game.
yeah,
Okay.
why not? Conor and Yannick, and Yannick is a local here in Sligo.
Oh, we got a huge raid from Hannah. Oh my goodness, 163 people. Hello. Welcome,
Woo!
everyone. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Welcome. We
Yeah,
are.
I have to show my ignorance, Diana. Apologies to Hannah, who has a great name because I have a daughter called Hannah. Um, but who is Hannah Sace?
She is a chess streamer from Australia.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
right.
newly titled. Yes, well done on your title. Congratulations. That's amazing. Now I'll be seeing you in Title Tuesday. That's great. Hey, Fiedler. Well done. for getting it. That's really great.
Okay,
We are
so
commentating on the Sligo chess tournament, which is it's a tournament happening every year in Sligo in Ireland, and
yeah.
it's the 4th edition this year.
Anyway, let's look at the start of this game between Connor and Yannick. Both are very young players. Both, I think, are definitely under 15. Okay, so we have okay, grand. Yeah. Okay, very kind of standard Spanish
Yeah.
G3 moves.
Okay, d4 was finally played, and now black played bishop b7.
Diana, I always wondered when I'd look at the Spanish and people would say, yeah, like it's really difficult for black. It's the Spanish torture, they used to call it. And I always looked and I said, well, hang on, how come like White is playing these really slow moves, knight to from B1 to D2 to F1 to G3, and he's wasting all these moves, this time. Like, why isn't the position good for black? And I'm not sure if I can. I now feel I understand, but I don't think feel I understand it well enough to explain to everybody else here. But it was one of those things that it puzzled me for a long time.
I've never
Uh,
played either b5 with black, or I played Spanish
yeah,
one
yeah.
time, but it was a prepared game. But also, I'll just quickly go to Rory and Colm because a big blunder was made,
Okay.
and I think it will be finished soon because Rory doesn't have much time. But after Queen b8, Rory made this move Queen d5, defending the b7 pawn. But
Right.
this is a big blunder because of e2.
Oh,
And now
yes.
Queen a7 check. And after the king goes back, you have Queen f2, and you cannot stop the mate.
Yeah, yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Really nice find by Colm. Queen a7 again. That's the second Queen a7 of the tournament that was really sneaky.
Yeah. Those long range checks.
So Queen d5
They're devils.
was a blunder. Instead of Queen d5, what should have White played here?
Soda, thank you so much for that comment.
So
Uh,
here, instead, maybe just Queen takes e3, or maybe not. I guess now you don't have the b7 pawn, but how can you
no, I thought
defend
I thought I
this?
thought I thought you just play Queen B6.
Queen b6. Okay, and now you're also protecting against Queen a7, yeah. So after
Yeah,
e2, you
yeah,
can just block and there's no Queen a7. Okay, yeah, Queen b6 is just protecting the diagonal.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Time pressure is not easy. So now, yeah, it's game over, and Queen d2 was played, but Queen f1 is just mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Well done, Colm. So Colm is now the sole leader of the tournament, 4 out of 4. He just
And
needs a draw in the final round.
nobody can catch him. No, he'll want to win. He'll want to win
Yeah, he'll want to win,
because
but if
he
he,
won't
oh
he
yeah,
won't want to share. He won't want to share with possibly David. Anyway, well, let's go back and let's see.
sorry, we were looking at Yannick Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, and Mr. Yeah, well, after this we'll have a look at Mr. Dodgy's game because he won a game as black, and I'm wondering if it was his beloved uh, Budapest Gambit.
okay, let's
Okay,
see.
so this is all standard Spanish maneuvers. So let's keep going, and it's around move 12, 13, 14, 15 or so. It's the play can get really subtle and very tactical, difficult strategic stuff. It's really hard to play.
Yeah, this is the
Oh yeah,
position.
why did he go up to H5 and not to E4? I suppose okay, he wants to swap. He wants to swap and he wants to get he preferred the queen on H5 rather than E4 if the okay. Although knight takes knight,
Yeah,
queen takes knight.
you can still get your queen to h5.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But knight takes knight, queen takes bishop f5 would happen there, and
Yeah, this is the live board.
okay, right, right. Oh, this is the position, is
Yeah.
it now? So let's see, is 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's material level and material, but those Yannick's F and E pawns look nice, don't they?
Yeah.
They're kind of going to move forward, and um, what else can we play here? Can we play? Yeah, the knight on B6 is looking quite silly now. Yeah, let's talk to our pieces.
I guess it's still stopping queen coming in. But yeah, you do want it on the king side, and it's not going to be easy
Yeah,
to bring it there. Time is very level though, which we haven't
sure,
seen so
sure.
often.
Yeah. So talking to our pieces, Diana, White's knight on B6 says, "Oh, I'm really doing loads, haven't I?" And then it thinks, "Oh, I'm not really. I'm taking a few squares from Black's queen and rook, but that's it. I'm not. I don't have anything to attack, so I'm not so pleased." And talking to the white squared bishop on C4, that bishop is saying, "Well, I'm okay. I'm defending my pawn on D5. Maybe I'll be able to take something on E5 or C5 and push that pawn on, discover check." Um, the rooks on A1 is saying, "I'm okay. I can go places. I'm happy enough. I'm defending the A pawn, although it's not under attack. I'm talking to my other rook, my brother rook on E1. That's okay."
Yeah,
And
maybe the
the
best
E1
placed
rook,
piece and queen.
the E1 rook is saying, "Yeah, I'm not too shabby a piece. That's okay." But that bishop on D2 is thinking, "Oh, what am I doing with my life here?"
Okay, queen e2 is just played. He wants to bring his queen back. But if you can open up this diagonal, then you do have a direct attack on h6. So I was thinking about g4, but that's not so good because your queen is
Ah,
going to be trapped.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, is it? Is it? Oh, it is. Or is it?
Now you have nowhere to go.
Queen takes H6.
Oh, queen takes h6. Yeah, that's true. But still, maybe
Yeah,
just king
yeah, yeah.
f7 and rook h8. You have
Oh,
nowhere to
you
go.
are sneaky. You are sneaky, Diana.
You can't force it. I guess you can sacrifice on f4 and bring your queen back. Oh no, sorry, black shouldn't take, just immediately rook h8. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so g4 is not possible. So he just brought his
Okay.
queen back and now he wants to,
Does he want to
he's
play
attacking
Bishop
here.
D3? Does he want to play Bishop D3, I wonder? Does White want to play Bishop D3 and swap? Oh, he's just grabbing pawns.
I guess he's threatening on a6. If he takes that, then he has to pass a pawn.
Okay, I am going to play. You go and take that if you want. I don't care. Knight G6.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Ooh,
Okay.
not good. Okay, what are you threatening now?
I'm going to play
f3?
Queen. No, I'm going to play Queen G5. I think.
Okay. And now you're threatening to take on h3. Yeah,
I'm yeah, yeah, and I've got Knight H4 coming in.
yeah, knight h4 threatening on g2, rook g1.
Yeah.
f3 now? No.
No, you lose your queen. Oh, no, of course, yeah, it's swap off, isn't it? Oh dear. Okay, no, but I'd lose my knight, so that wouldn't be good. Right, so let's see. What can I play? I could play E4,
Okay.
can't I?
Now you're threatening e3.
Yeah,
And also you have
E3
this
and
really nice square for your bishop.
yeah, E3 and then F3,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, bishop e5 is lovely,
Yeah, this is not looking good. So you can't
and you
go
can,
for
and
that
you,
pawn. Knight
yeah, I
g6
think
was
it's too.
played. Oh, wait, no, he didn't take. Knight g6 was
To
played, and
take.
this is the live position. But I see Dr. Zayas is lurking. Are you in the chat? Because I want to show you the Ponziani game, and we can see how Henry got on. But if you're,
I was in the challengers, wasn't it?
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
oh, you do see, you know that he's lurking or she's lurking. He.
yeah, oh, he's here. Okay, Dr. Zayas is here. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just quickly show him the Ponziani. But okay, Henry won. Henry won.
Okay.
Good job, Henry. So the first Ponziani in the tournament, or is it the second? Let
I'm
me see.
sure. I'm sure Will Sidney has played it.
Okay, so we've got a
Yeah,
Ponziani.
Doctor Zaius. I'm guessing you're about the same age as myself from your handle. But anyway, yeah, there's Will Sidney. He's a player, plays for University College Dublin, and he plays the Ponziani anytime he gets the chance. But yeah, this is not such a
Yeah,
great example of it.
here you shouldn't play d5. We were looking at this earlier. Um, Instead, you can just develop your pieces. Bishop d3. But in the game, I'll just fast forward. Henry ended up. Oh, sorry. I'll just show them again the nice tactic here. Oh,
Oh
sorry.
yes, that was lovely. That was great tactic, Diana.
Here,
Well done.
I'll ask. I'll ask you guys, what can white play? Best move here for white. What would you play here? Dr.
And
Zayas, you're on yellow.
anyone who watched this about an hour and a half ago, like TJ and Soda, I'm guessing. Please don't reply because that would spoil it. You already know the answers.
Hopefully they were listening.
I'd say they're on tenterhooks here, Diana, listening to every word, all our chess tips. So, are you a sparkling water or a still water person, Diana?
Well, since moving to Germany, I've gone to like sparkling water, but I didn't really like it before. But we have a soda stream, which
Okay,
every German
okay.
household has.
Ooh, fair enough.
But I right now I'm drinking still water, but I do like sparkling water. How about you?
I am a sparkling water
Yes.
fanatic. Yes, definitely, definitely.
Well done,
Um,
Rory. You got it.
but
Knight
yeah,
takes e5, and after d takes. Now what can you do?
and this is actually where you have two captures. One of them is really good, and the other is not so good.
Yeah.
And depending on which order, and you actually get to do both of them one after the other. So it's so some if in a game like this you saw immediately queen takes d8, king takes d8, bishop takes f7 check, you might think, okay, maybe I can improve if I invert the order of the
Yes.
moves.
Yeah, that's
And that's
always a good.
yeah, it's a useful way of finding tactics. Finding it's like just change the move orders
Yes.
and look.
Yeah. Well done,
Okay.
Rory. You got it.
Well,
Oh,
actually,
sorry.
I'm just noticing on the second board, Marina Geisen against David Fitzsimons.
Yeah.
Marina only has 6 minutes and David has 25, but Marina has stabilized the position a
She
lot.
managed
It
to
looks,
take the queens off.
yeah, and I think knights are she's trying to get knights off as well at the moment, and I think to me it's looking like she's quite comfortably heading for a draw.
Hmm.
again, the position isn't complicated enough.
Yeah. So how did, let's just go back and see how she managed to trade. Oh, so he actually did play rook d8, which you suggested.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, and
now,
that's how the queens came off, I guess.
yes.
And yeah, and here a4. That's a good idea. Getting rid
To
of your
just trade,
weakness,
yes.
getting rid of your last weak pawn, even if it gives black a passed a pawn.
I've been having some
Oh,
hard time
MM
starting my
soda.
day.
Yes, yes, definitely. Or even better, a glass of Bollinger. I'll tell you, I like the. I have a friend who's a wine connoisseur, and he has an excellent cellar, and he will often open a bottle of vintage Bollinger champagne, and it has this buttery taste. It's weird, but it's much better than all the other champagnes I've drunk. It's terrific stuff. Uh, yeah.
Okay, now everything is just coming off and we have a rook in game.
Yeah, and I think here.
Which rook are you going to take with?
Oh, I'm going to take with the B rook.
Yeah, you don't want to allow the pawn to
Oh
push.
God, no, no! If you take the other way, the pawn will push, and you're in big trouble.
I guess you can
Oh,
always just
oh,
stop
you
it
can always
anyways.
stop it on D8. Yeah,
Yeah, and you can always just play rook b7 and then start pushing this one.
yeah, I guess.
Let's say if rook e3 to play rook e8, now you can just play rook here and it doesn't work.
No, but you play rooks. You play.
Rook e7?
Oh, and if you play rook C3, you do the same thing. Yeah.
Rook c3, rook b7. But I mean, this is still kind of scary for black to deal with. Maybe you can just take this pawn.
Yeah, but this is why
Oh, but
I
now
think.
this is dropping, so...
Yeah.
So this is just going to be a draw probably. Rook b takes and you can't get any progress with either
Yeah.
color, so
Yeah.
Marina is
Yeah.
going to hold this.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's go and okay. We had a look at Connor's game, and it's definitely turning to Yannick's advantage. Um, so let's have a look at um, against Sergei Beroshkin against Michael Duke. It's
Okay,
board 12 of the Masters.
here we go.
Yeah. And for those who don't know already, Michael Duke is the official name of that internet legend, Mr. Dodgy. Oh,
Oh,
what? What?
this is
What?
what I could have predicted this because he coached Lula and Lula plays this.
Oh, hang on. I need to take a photo, put it up on Twitter, and label it for attention of uh, Matthew Sadler and Mr. Dodgy. I'll do that later. Because Mike always said he loves playing the Budapest Gambit, which is knight f6 and e5. Can you just put that on the board um, for us?
H6 knight c3.
No, I know. Instead of no, instead take back all the moves except d5. Yeah, knight f6 here. No, sorry.
Sorry.
After d4, knight f6 on move one,
Okay.
and then c4, and now
E5.
e5. Yeah, and this is the Budapest Gambit, and you play knight. I think Mr. Dodgy would play knight g4 now normally, and you often pick up this pawn and. You can do that, or you can play the knight up to c6 first as well. And anyway, you can often get it back. Um, yeah, this is what I play as white against it. I play just e4, and then you play f4, and you just get space. Yeah, things like this, and yeah, this is already very
Yeah,
good
the knight is
yeah. exactly. Knight
Stuck.
is it's stuck, yeah. But anyway, that's what Mike likes to play, and that's why I'm really surprised that he's played the Queen's Gambit accepted.
Yeah,
Um,
he was the coach for the Jersey women's team, I think, in
hmm
the Olympiad.
Chennai.
Not yes, and I know that he taught this to Lula, and then Lula shared it to her students as well. So it's being passed on. But I've actually never seen anyone play the. I don't know anyone that plays the Queen's Gambit except until I saw Lula's games.
Oh, okay. You have to the in Ireland there were three strong players maybe even four strong players who used to play Queen's Gambit accepted a lot about 25, 30 years ago. And the first and foremost player of the Queen's Gambit accepted is Alex Baburin.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he when he first came to Ireland 30 something years ago, that's what he played all the time as black. And then Stephen Brady took it up, and Melo Kaneja took it up as well. And yeah,
But it's not a very popular response.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, it's not. It's. I know Caruana was playing it for a while. It was kind of like his. He was playing Petrov against e4, and he was playing Queen's Gambit accepted against d4.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean that meant he was incredibly difficult to beat as black, which did what he wanted. But it's a bit dull. So anyway, what happens? We have okay. Can White take on? What happens if White takes on b7
Maybe rook here and then you take on b2.
and the bishop on d2 is loose and the knight on is has if you do that you
Oh, yeah.
lose that loses. Yeah, show that, yeah, everyone. Yay.
Nice fork here.
Yeah.
Oops.
That would be White would be a piece up at the end of it.
Yeah, so you can. So this b7 pawn is
So it's
always
it's tricky, yeah.
often poisonous or just not good to take.
Okay, so there. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, why is this bad? This is supposed to be bad. Why? Knight b5. Okay, what is there? What is there, Diana? Uh, okay, is there... If I play bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, c6, the bishop goes back. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. So is there... Like, there should be some kind of trick here.
Yeah, I'm trying to make something like this work, but I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Oh, is there just like bishop takes f4?
Oh, bishop takes, but I
No.
guess the rook can take.
And
But
after
if.
queen d5, threatening mate. Oh, you have got e4 here, and there's too many. There's not enough pieces to. You can't take that.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so, but is there an idea like that? But I don't see.
Bishop c5, and if queen takes, now you
No,
take
then you
here.
don't. Then you. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Oh, that looks pretty good.
And now double attack. Okay, that's nice. Thank you, Olivia, for finding that. Well done for finding it.
Yeah.
Okay, double attack. And if you get this fork in, then you take here first, threatening mate. And black is just too many
Yeah.
pieces up. You can take another pawn probably.
No, you can't take that because then you lose the rook on a8. Queens would swap, and then knight takes a8, and that's good for black is up at exchange.
Yeah.
Although the machine thinks it's still grand for. Okay.
Oh rook
No,
here,
you
you
go
can
back.
just take the rook and then play queen here.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Really
Well done.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, bishop
Uh,
c5. So bishop c5 would just win material here. He didn't find it.
yeah, it's a hard move to find, though.
Yeah. He played bishop f8 instead.
Yeah, that would have been my first thought. Again, threatening queen d5. Is that what play was
Yeah,
played?
queen d5 was played, threatening checkmate and the knight, but white made a mistake here. e4 is not good, so what should white play instead?
Oh. Um, but we're about to lose our knight. We're about to lose our knight, and we. One, two, three, one, two, three. So, I mean, there's rook f3, but that's just dropping the knight on b5, yeah. So,
I don't know.
and you say not. I mean, that's very awkward, isn't it? Oh, is it bishop c3?
Oh, nice. Bishop c3, and if we take the bishop,
Then
now we've
there's
got bishop
bishop.
takes h7.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful discovered attack. That's my favorite discovered attack.
Or
Check
is
and
it?
winning the
Okay.
queen. I love. I whenever I see it, it's so satisfying. Uh, yeah, really nice. Well done. Bishop c3, really nice move. So that's what
That's your
white.
happy place. That's your happy place, Diana.
Yeah, here I guess that's the only move white has to keep the piece. e4
Yeah.
doesn't work because of check, and now you just take the pawn.
Right. Right. No, I found bishop c3 mainly not because I spotted that discovery, but I just said, well, I'll take on f6, and then I'll take on h7, and I'll get some kind of compensation. But of
Yeah,
course, having a compensation of having won the queen is excellent compensation, isn't
better.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so oh, so this is what happened, is it?
Yeah, this is what happened. Now there are too many threats. Knight check,
Right.
and then you've got a
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
mate
yeah.
here.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what's being threatened right now. Does it work?
Yeah, it does. Oh, not after bishop e1. No, not after bishop e1. It doesn't because
Oh,
the
bishop
that's
takes, bishop takes, yeah.
yeah
Sorry.
stops it.
So here, knight takes knight, bishop takes, bishop c3 still. Both bishops are really well played on both sides.
Do you know what those are called? Does chat know what those are called? In named after, I guess a. I thought it was a German or an Austrian player from in the 19th century, but both those sets of bishops are known as
Mirza bishops. No.
not that no, not Mirza bishops, but it's a good answer. No, it's Horwitz bishops.
No, I didn't know that.
And Horwitz was like this really strong player in the 19th century, and he definitely played games where I think there's a famous game of his, well, famous in that I it was in probably in the first chess book I read, which was 62 instructive games of chess by Irving Chernev. And he showed how to win in like level pawn structure and two bishops against bishop and knight. Those are famous games. And the strategy to how to play it well. Okay, so we have so this was played, and then after b4, what
Okay,
happened?
so before then rook e3.
And is this where moves
So
kept on playing?
wait, here.
I
Bef-
love those arrows.
um. Okay, G2 is.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
okay. The
just
queen is gone. You have to sack the
yeah,
queen.
yeah,
They're threatening
yeah,
checkmate.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. Nice game from Mr. Dodgy.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. He'd be pleased. He'll have a nice lunch.
Yeah.
Actually, how's Amelia doing?
Okay, let's have a look.
She didn't play yesterday afternoon.
Oh, she didn't. Okay.
No, she took a bye. And oh,
She
draw. Okay,
drew.
good stuff. She's
Oh, she
off
accepted a
zero
draw, but
points.
here she's up a piece.
Yeah. Okay.
Did her opponent offer a draw? She's just up a piece.
I don't know.
Her opponent had an hour and a half on the clock.
And she had half an hour. Wow.
What? Hmm.
I guess her opponent is called Geronimo, except without the O.
What? Why is he called Mr. Dodgy? That's just his username on Twitch and
No,
Twitter.
no, no. On Twitter, his username is Chess Problem. I,
Oh.
I think I first heard of him because he would join the chat on Chess 24 when
Hmm.
Peter Svidler and Jan Gustafsson were discussing games back maybe like 8 years ago, maybe 9, 10 years ago even. And he would say something funny, and they would just burst out laughing.
Oh,
And he, I
that's a
think he,
nice.
I think he came up with his nickname specifically to make sure that they saw his messages on the stream. He was one of the first with those kind of like clever nicknames. Okay, how's Tosh doing? That looks like
Draw.
it's a bit trickier because the e pawn is she's going to lose the e pawn.
Yeah.
She has to be careful not to lose the h pawn as well. And so when she loses the e pawn, that'll be rook
Maybe
and
she
four
can just
pawns
play
against rook and
f5.
three.
Why is this bad?
Because you'd probably play pawn takes pawn en passant and then play.
I guess there's
Well,
something
you could
else
play.
here.
I don't think you want to play f5, but yeah. Oh, is it not okay? Then maybe you just play king up to king h4, king h4, and then after if g6, you play king g5. That
But
g
this
pawn.
looks fine.
Oh, oh, okay, that's fine. And
Because
after
if
rook
check,
check.
then here. Or no, that's not good. Wait,
Oh,
where
rook
should
check.
we?
Rook. No, no. You can you play rook e7 there instead?
But
Swap
then you
rooks
give
and
away the.
no, but the e pawn is running. Black's e pawn runs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Okay, so here you can't take it. Okay,
exactly,
so
exactly.
what's the issue? Here, king here, g6, and now maybe just play rook here. No, because you have to stay tied down to the e pawn.
Okay, okay.
So she actually played f6, which is similar to f5, but not forced.
Okay.
um. Okay, f6 was played.
Oh, so now what you'd play is rook. The best move is probably rook e2, and after pawn takes pawn, you play rook takes pawn, and the e
Okay.
pawn is pinned.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because now it's 2 against 3 on the king side, and it'll be just very drawish.
So here, white took the pawn.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna
And
be a draw. King h4 was played. I guess this is dropping, but
but now
you have to stay.
you've got do you have f? Well, I'd play. Do you play f5 or play king g7? King G7 looks. Oh no. An F5 now? Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, fair enough. Hang on, go back.
Okay, there's something else here. Well, maybe you can just play king f7, and then after takes you can bring your rook here, and then you have to
And now you play king. No, you don't play that. You play king e6.
oh yeah,
That looks a good position here for black.
h4.
You'd
Still not
have
easy.
you have do you have rook g8 check? Rook g8 check and then f5. King goes back to 8 there, f5. And it's very difficult for
Yeah.
white to make progress.
And here, sorry, I was gonna say rook g4, so that you can just come with the king. And now you're also cutting off the king.
I like rook g4. I think that's an excellent move, Diana.
Yeah, rook g4 looks good. So in the game, this is the position right now that we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think beats McGee. You have to remember that it's Amelia's first tournament, and I think she is finding thinking intensively for 3 hours or whatever is really tough. Whereas old hands like ourselves, Diana, what we do is we get up from what I do, I get up from the board regularly and I go for a wander. And everybody thinks that I'm so brilliant a player that I can still think about my game. But actually, I go for a wander and I'm thinking, what am I going to have for lunch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or what Netflix series am I going to watch next?
What are you watching at the moment?
What am I watching at the? Oh, I'm watching Riviera.
Oh.
Riviera, which is it came out a few years ago on Sky, but it's now on Netflix, and it's directed by Neil Jordan, who directed Interview with a Vampire,
Haven't watched it.
um, and it's an old film, quite a creepy film because there's this dreadful scene in like there's it's all about these vampires in New Orleans, and Tom Cruise plays this guy Lestat who just really enjoys being a vampire. And then there's what's his face who used to be married to Angelina Jolie.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt plays this other vampire who thinks, oh my,
Really?
he
I
thinks,
couldn't
oh,
imagine Brad playing that role.
yeah, no, he does a really good job. Does a really good job, and he's there and he's thinking, oh, life is dreadful. It's really tough, and
What?
I'm very
I didn't
sad
know
and
that.
somber. Yeah, but they end up in Paris, and there's this theater of the vampires where everybody goes to watch the show, and they think it's like a circus act because they see these vampires like flying and climbing up high walls and stuff, and it's just vampires doing what vampires do. But everybody thinks it's just like a magic trick or a circus act. And there's this really creepy scene where they take this young woman, and they basically put her up on stage and they just drain her of blood. It's just it's very ugh, not nice. Um, Brad Pitt is a good actor. He certainly is. And oh yeah, what was that film he played? Bullet Train. Did you see Bullet Train?
No, I actually didn't get a chance to see it.
It's on It's on Netflix. It's really good. It's terrific. Terrific
Yeah, I
film.
remember I missed it in cinemas and then I just didn't get a chance. But recently, I saw some good movies in the cinema. I watched the one with Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain.
Okay.
I recommend that. It's short. It's only an hour and a half. But I
Right.
haven't watched Nosferatu yet. I really want to watch that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I went through a stage about 20 years ago reading lots of vampire books.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah.
thought.
No, there was Anne Rice. She wrote all these books of these vampires set in New Orleans.
Have you read Twilight?
I have. I've read all
Ah,
four of the Twilight books. I think, or
really?
is it four? It's four
Do you
books.
like them?
Uh, they're like,
I
you
haven't read
know,
them.
no, no. Well, no. Anyway, this is Marina is still fighting hard.
Yeah, we've got another rooking
She's
game.
Yeah. I think she's going to win that a pawn. Like I presume she's going to immediately play Rook A6 and then play what? Rook A6. Rook takes H4. Rook takes pawn check. King E4. Rook check. Push the king back and then play king F2. That looks drawish, doesn't it? Or king F3, even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks okay. And okay, so there might if that, but again, you're just trying to lose the game.
What's the problem with this?
Uh,
I guess
oh yeah,
check.
there's check, king
King here
back,
and then check
rookie.
here.
No, 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 no. Rook E5 check. The G pawn forces the
Oh
king to
yeah.
move away. Then you take that,
Yeah.
and you're happy days.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
was
no,
thinking about it this way, but
mhm.
it's same. This one is
Yeah,
more quick.
yeah,
So okay, so King D5. Black has to be careful here.
yeah. But I think I'd play Rook A6 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rook A6.
yeah.
Yeah, Rook A6 was played.
He did the Butcher Boy. Yes, Neil Jordan did. No, yes, Neil Jordan did Butcher Boy. Another disturbing film. Um,
I haven't
but
watched it.
Cat yeah, Brad Pitt is a good actor. It was very, it's very funny. It is. And do you know it's set on this bullet train in Japan, going between what's Yokohama and Tokyo, or one of those big cities and there's like all these assassins, trained assassins, but there's one young woman, and she just looks like an ordinary American tourist, and she's reading this philosophy book, Naming and Necessity. And Naming and Necessity is a book that I read partly when I was trying to do a master's in linguistics, and it's like linguistic philosophy, and it's by a guy called Saul Kripke, or Kripke, and the director of Bullet Train, his name is Kripke,
Oh,
and he put it in as, I guess, as one of those Easter eggs.
yeah.
And I suspect I'm one of the very few people who
That
watched the film
noticed it.
and saw this joke. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. And Kripke. He's also the guy who created The Boys. Did you ever see The Boys on Amazon?
No, I haven't watched it.
It's a really weird. It's like a superhero TV series, and they are the superheroes are all the worst possible people in the world. The total bastards. If you uh, excuse my
Wait, what? Where is it set? Like, is it American,
yeah, it's
British?
set in
Okay.
America. It's set in America. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I
But
haven't
I
watched it.
I, I thought it was very very, very funny. But it has its uncomfortable moments too.
Have
Um,
you watched Good Omens?
yes, I have, but
I'm watching that at the moment. I'm only on the first episode. I just
unfortunate,
started.
unfortunate, unfortunately, if I read a lot of Neil Gaiman's books. I read a lot of who was the other co-author of that? It was who's dead now, Terry Pratchett. Very funny writer. And unfortunately, Neil Gaiman, it turns out,
Yeah,
is
it doesn't have the best reputation. I
no,
know.
no.
Yeah.
So nothing beats Mrs. Brown Boys. Oh, a
Oh,
lot of things beat Mrs. Brown
I
Boys.
have.
I'm
I've
afraid.
only
Yeah,
watched one or two episodes.
they're all right. Um, they're. I think what I like best about Mrs. Brown's Boys is that it's the where your man ad libs and he says something and the other actors aren't expecting him to say that, and he just comes out with something that's really really funny, and they're thinking, oh my god, how can he say that? Okay, so what are we going to play here? If it can okay, so David has decided. Um, is young gay watching and reads the same things as me? Huh? Oh, don't know what that means. Um, maybe who knows? But anyway, what's here? The
Yeah. So
rook is
Rook
defending
A6.
the a pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's a good idea. I
Yeah.
think
You
that's
don't want to
the
trade
so now
G6.
I'd be thinking of g6, all right. Yeah,
Yeah, G6, and then you're gonna trade this pawn. But yeah, I think this
but
makes
then
maybe
there's
King
going to be
F2 first to not let the
yeah,
Rook
but
take
then
over.
king e4, king e4, and g6. But king takes pawn. Yeah, what's going to? I know what's going to happen here. This is what David's going for. He's going for king takes pawn. Yeah, now rook check. No, not that way. I don't think that way. Then you're in. Oh, you're not quite in trouble. Yeah, that way, I guess. Yeah, now this is. What do you play? How do you get back there? Oh, you
Just
just
give it
keep
check
on checking. You
again.
just keep on checking. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, but is there another way to, if what I was hoping, what I think David is trying to do, go back a few moves instead of rook a2 check, Diana. There's another try here for instead of rook a2 check, the rook is on a3. Yeah, so
Rook G3.
I'd go rook f3 check first.
Okay, yeah, to make them go to here. So then you have to go this way, and then Rook G3.
Yeah, and then there's rook takes pawn, and at some stage you then go. White will have to. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah. No, no. I play. No, I don't want to play. I want to play king f2 instead. King f2, I think is safer.
Yeah, to not let King G3.
But then now there's rook g4,
That's
or is
fine.
that just rook check and we check forever?
Hmm. Yeah, Rook G4.
I think rook a4 check, and we keep on checking, and
But then you go this way.
okay, but you again you play check again, and now you can play yeah, or no, you play no, don't play that, play rook a5.
Oh, nice. And then push, and then you take this one. Yeah.
You take that one, so that I
Yeah, yeah,
think
that
that
looks good.
that I think so. The worst would be, I think the worst that can happen is that David is he's trying to win that H pawn, keep the H and F pawns, and hoping that he'll be able to win. But that's still a drawn ending, a theoretical drawn ending. But it's a bit harder to play,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so he's just hoping that if you have two extra pawns, that will give you chances.
Yes.
But
So
what
G6 was
happened?
played, King
Yeah,
E4. Yeah, this is exactly what has happened.
right.
Rook G3, now the pawn is off. Rook will take on G7.
But what did he? Oh,
Or King takes here. I guess they're both.
so he's trying to think what's the best option. I think he's
Okay, so you
probably
did take, yeah. He took on
okay.
E4. And now
Now
Rook A7.
now yeah. I guess then there's like rook g2 check to kick the king back. Oh no, if you're going that way, oh, it's still saying it's okay. And now you play. I want to play rook g6 because now I'm going to be able to win those pawns.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah,
So rook a4 was played, king e5. Okay, that makes sense. You're going for this one.
right.
If rook goes back to a7, then you can go this way.
Uh-huh. But I guess you're going to play the check. You're going to keep playing checks.
Yes. Yeah, so this will probably be a draw, but Marina still has to be accurate.
No, I think David will win because I think he'll end up winning the 2 pawns.
I'm gonna do a
Oh,
prediction.
yeah.
Okay,
Fair
let's
enough.
see, darlings. Our first prediction of the day. David versus Marina. Rook endgame. Draw. White. Black win or white win. What do you think is going to be the result? I'll put it up for 5 minutes. Do you think black is going to be able to convert this? So king f2 was played, rook takes g7, and now rook a5. This is the position we have right now.
Anyway, Almost Boat says, I'm from the half of the world from you, but have the same empathize. So I think what you're saying is that you read the same kind of books as I do. So have you read Ian M. Banks? I read a lot of science fiction. Ian M. Banks is a great writer. Sadly, he got cancer when he was in his late 50s and died way too young. But he had some great books. And also, I have another writer that I love is Claire North. She's an English writer, and she writes. Her last 3 books were based on the Odyssey from a woman's point of view. So she was looking at Penelope, who was Odysseus's wife, and who kept Odysseus's kingdom going for 20 years while Odysseus was fecking around in Troy and around the Mediterranean. And if you want fantasy, Almost Boat, I can recommend Adrian Tchaikovsky, who is not a musician despite his name. He's a fantastic English writer of both science fiction and fantasy. And he's got I think he started off as a fantasy writer, and he writes he produces terrific books, one every year and so on.
Oh, what? Really?
Amazing.
That's
Yeah, he's so
insane.
productive. He's so productive.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, I was gonna say that Connor's luck ran out, and not luck, but unfortunately he lost today.
Well, Yannick's luck ran in.
Yeah. Yeah. So hard luck to Connor. He had a great first few rounds.
Yeah, this looked with Marina's king on f2. This looks fine, especially as David's king. Yeah, oh, look, okay. So this is now definitely going to be a draw, I think, because after rook takes pawn.
Yeah.
Rook takes pawn, and the rook has enough space on the king side to get away. And if they